And I think we're good. Just double check. Yep. Okay. So, before we take a look at the present, let us first take a look at the past. Over a millennia ago, during the Age of Dragons, it was a dark time for humanity, and dragons ruled with utter surety. All bowed in homage to the two great dragon lords. The first was named Escormundir, an almighty black great worm who ruled over the continents of Lysora and Cyrilla. The other was his sister, Tesvira Nuth, a fierce white great worm who oversaw the lands of Izuth and Ioran, leaving the jagged stone of Krinuth to remain a prison for those who would oppose the rule of the twin tyrants. After the turning of the age, human and dragonborn slaves stood shoulder to shoulder as they rebelled against the two great dragon lords. When the rebellion happened, millions of humanoids were slain in a battle for their freedom that they knew they had no chance of winning. Their war would have been for naught if not for the interference of an ancient black dragon named Dasmagoth, daughter of Escormundir. She was not only the first wormling to turn on the dragon lords, and by extension her own father, but her mutiny inspired action from countless other ancient dragons that wanted to see the twin tyrants dethroned. Witnessing that the actions of Dasmagoth could free humanity from the shackles of the dragon lords, Bahamut, the lawful good dragon god of justice, bestowed upon Dasmagoth her own divine power, allowing her to overthrow the tyrants and save humanity. As thanks to Bahamut for his divine intervention, Dasmagoth pledged her life to the Platinum Dragon, and a deal was struck. Bahamut allowed her to retain her godlike powers on the condition that she remained dormant until such a time when she was needed to save the planet again. However, with the twin serpents dead, a war broke out between the remaining dragons to fill the vacuum of power that had now formed. Humanity continued to endure as the dragons' numbers thinned until only few remained. Some of the surviving dragons went into hiding to ensure their survival, while some laid claim to large portions of land, demanding offerings from its inhabitants. Some demanded gold tributes, while others demanded servitude. Others simply demanded a truce and an end to the bloodshed. Whatever their fates, the fact remained that their numbers were but a fraction of what they once were. Time moved on, and humanity began to take control of their fate once more. Cities were erected where the dragon's influence was low, and they began to advance. Soon they had the power to deny even the most aggressive of dragons the tributes they demanded, and knowing the alternative was death, many of the remaining dragons disappeared. Fast forward over a millennia, and the year is 1437 AH, or Age of Humanity. Mankind has cities spread all across the planet. Humanoid races of all kinds are welcome in nearly every capital city with open arms, and the only time someone mentions dragons is the old stories from over 1,000 years ago, before the days of man, during the Age of Dragons. We now shift our focus onto the continent of Cyrilla. The second smallest landmass in Zel'dona, the massive desert known as the Sea of Sand makes up a majority of the terrain. A ring of mountains separate the vast desert from the various forested biomes that surround it, and despite the intense heat and lack of water, the Sea of Sands is home to the capital city of Zulas. Known as the Ruby of the Desert, Zulas is a haven for gamblers, criminals, and performers alike. It is often said that the amount of coin flowing through Zulas on a daily basis would make a gold dragon blush. Other small towns have attempted to find similar fortune in the sands, but few succeed. The various forests that surround the desert, however, have proven far more successful. Finding purpose in fishing, farming, or woodcutting, many settlements have sprung up around the continent's coast. It is one of these small fishing villages that our attention shifts to now. On the southwesternmost peninsula of Cyrilla, nestled into the Osmore Woods, is the port town of Corvair. Known mainly for its fishing exports, it is one of the largest settlements south of the Ashen Ridge. It is run by Lord Gregory Lionheart, and though he's not a fisherman himself, he is a kind-hearted nobleman whose financial contributions funded the arrival of the larger fishing vessels that bring Corvair its income. Since it is located on the southwestern tip of the peninsula, it is only accessible via either ship or by following the Ring Road, a long dirt road that wraps around the southern coast before winding its way through the Ashen Ridge and into the Sea of Sand. One may wonder why the road wouldn't follow the northern bank, and the answer is that there is in fact a road there. Referred to as Dragon's Pass, the road effectively cuts the travel time to the Sea of Sands in half. However, after losing countless caravans on the road, rumors began circulating of a dragon, drawn down from the ashen ridge by the smell of wealth, who preys on merchants who pass. These rumors were never confirmed, but nonetheless the road began to see less and less use until it was eventually abandoned altogether. That is, until today. It is on that road that our adventure begins. Two individuals travel northeast on the road away from town, responding to a recent posting on the job board which promised 20 gold apiece to any who were able to acquire information regarding the whereabouts of two local wildlife hunters by the names of Horace and Barnes. They were last spotted 4 days ago, leaving the town headed towards Dragon Pass. Locals claimed they overheard them mentioning something about fresh hunting grounds to the north of the Serpent's River and wanting to check it out, but they never returned. It is a comfortably warm morning in Corvair. The sun is just beginning to crest over the Osmore woods, and a cool breeze blows down from the mountains, carrying with it the scent of fresh morning air. Birds scatter from the nearby trees as a sound of a pair of footfalls breaks the silence of nature. Thomas and Kieran, can you describe your characters for me, please?
You want to go first, or you want me to?
No, you can.
Okay. So, my character her name is Sybil, or she goes by Sai. She is a relatively average height woman. She is notably, though, an Eladrin, which are the Feywild elven people, and she's currently in her winter season, so she has like blue skin and icy looking hair. And she kind of has these gold eyes that are like a little unsettling if you look at them too long, but she kind of wears this expression that she's either bored or just not really showing much emotion, and she walks with her traveling companion.
Which, Thomas, if you would like to describe your
It's just
character.
Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'm just like, in case you can add anything else. Okay.
Yeah.
So my character is a dwarf. Stands about 5'3". His name's Brangarn. He seems to be well off. He's in his about late 30s, 40s. Still quite young for a dwarf. He's got something that's not really typical of a dwarf themselves. He has a very short, kept beard. But it's not long, it's not hanging. And then he also has shaved head with dirty blonde hair and vibrant blue eyes. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, you guys have basically left Corvair in the morning. You had breakfast before heading out, and left just before sunrise so that you could get the most out of your day. Um, you don't know exactly where you're headed. All you know for a fact is that you have been promised 20 gold pieces each if you're able to find any information regarding the whereabouts of Horace and Barnes.
Horace and Barnes, that you said?
Yes. Two local wildlife hunters that were overheard mentioning something about fresh hunting grounds north of the Serpent's River.
Mm.
Serpent's River, although Corvair is built on a river, it is kind of like a tributary that kind of cuts through the city and then back out into the Serpent's River. The Serpent's River itself is a much larger river. It is more difficult to cross. There is a large bridge that extends out the northern side that people have used in the past, so you didn't have to worry about crossing the actual river. But you are currently north of Corvair, headed basically, if you're looking at the map, kind of somewhere else.
Okay.
This is the route. This is the Dragon's Pass route that has been
Oh god, I
referred to.
really have to zoom in. Holy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
You gotta
didn't
zoom
realize
in
there's.
a lot.
I didn't realize there were hexes. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw hexes at the bottom. Like, oh, Colin must have that on like an overlay or something, so we don't see it.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh my.
Nope.
It
No,
just
yeah.
it wasn't registering
A
it.
hex is 20 miles. You're expected to be able to walk about 20 miles in a day. So if you guys are just
Okay.
walking at a regular pace, you can travel a hex a day.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, the ring road is this road here that stretches all the way around the outside before kind of cutting back up through the mountain range and into the Sea of Sand. And then the Dragon's Pass is a road that used to exist that kind of goes here and cuts through that way. But it's been abandoned, and that's where these guys were headed off to, and haven't been seen or heard from since.
Okay, makes sense. I didn't realize their access was. Oh my
Yeah.
god. This
So
place
I
is
guess
fucking
I guess it literally takes a day to cross the river. So
yeah.
It's not 100% to scale. Like the city of
okay.
Corvair, it doesn't take like 2 or 3 days to walk across, kind of
Oh,
thing. That bridge that's way over to the right isn't like a 4 or 5 day walk to get across. It's just some of the map assets can only get so small. So
Yeah, fair enough.
take it
like
with a grain of sand.
this would be like Corvair is like what I've outlined.
Yeah, no,
Kind of
certainly
thing.
not. Corvair is this one hex in the center.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the map icons can't shrink down any smaller than that, so I couldn't scale.
One city.
Yeah.
If one hex is
What-
20 miles, the city is fucking 18 miles or
Yeah.
like 18 hexes long. Like, oh my god. It takes 5 days to walk across.
Yeah, no,
Takes
not
me a
quite that
day to
big.
get to
This
my
is
work, day to
this
get
is
home.
a small fishing town that you can easily walk across within an afternoon. If
Okay,
not-
okay. Alright.
We could grab a like fishing village. They should have canoes. Stick to the water and just stay along the coast.
Yeah. Well, they
'Cause
said
we-
there was a road though, so wouldn't that
What
indicate
like
that it's some?
abandoned? Yeah, we
Yeah.
could go.
Just as in, it's not
Well-
used by like merchants and stuff like that anymore. It's not like a
Oh,
main
gotcha.
road when they're delivering goods to that they'd use that road, because in the past they've lost some caravans taking down it, and rumors have circulated saying that it's a dragon, so people have just stopped going. The ring
Yeah,
road is safe.
think-
People take the ring road. It takes a little
Yeah.
longer, but they know it's safe at the very least. And then these hunters
look
heard,
over the
heard about
sea.
new hunting grounds up there, so they basically headed out that way.
I look over at sea. I'm like, a strong wind can push you over.
Eh.
We should probably take the safer route.
Yeah. Suppose, but I think we're supposed to be heading north to find the two, aren't we?
Well, I don't want your blood on my hands if you die.
Yeah. I'll try not to trip
But
over
if
you.
you insist, we'll head up that way.
I would rather just get this done quickly than
Yeah. So I guess
take
we'll
the roundabout.
we'll travel north. I guess.
Okay.
Mhm.
As you guys continue to travel, you hear the sound of footfalls behind you. Turning around, you
I told
see
you.
a humanoid figure on the path behind you that seems to be running towards you guys in an attempt to catch up with you. Nathan, if you would like to describe your character for us, please.
My guy's name is Percy. He is about 5 foot tall, and he is in heavy plate armor, and is a orange tabaxi.
Cat.
He is a tabby cat.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, I acted surprised. I knew that.
so Nathan or Percy, you basically have seen this this posting, and you've been in Corvair for a little bit, trying to kind of accomplish your goal, I suppose. And you've basically gotten to kind of like the end of the rope. Like there's not much left for you to do here, and you've been looking for a way to kind of get out of town and get to new terrain or new lands to kind of spread your message. You don't want to go alone, as traveling the roads alone is quite dangerous. So you've been waiting for a group that is leaving, and watching the local job boards, you've noticed that there was a few jobs for people that are taking place outside of the city walls. So your plan was initially to go along with them, so that you could get out of the city fairly easily. However, you I don't know if you possibly up to you if you maybe slept in a little bit, or you spent too much time eating breakfast, or what it was that put you behind this
Catnap.
morning. That
Catnap.
had a
Yeah.
had a little bit of a catnap, slept in. The sun rays were coming through your window just right, and
Some days.
you had an extra couple hours of accidental rest, putting you behind and missing the group as they were leaving. So hurried out of the northern gates in an attempt to catch up with them, and you see this pair of this dwarf and bluish-skinned elf kind of like turn to you as you manage to catch up with them.
It's like
Oh,
the hand
hello.
go over the spell book for a second. It's like, who are you?
Fireball.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh,
It's just a
hello.
cat.
Still not my name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was gonna join the quest with you guys, but I slept in a little bit.
Well,
Kinda
you
like
aren't very sneaky, that's for sure.
She like raises an
No,
eyebrow. It's like,
no, I'm not. It's very hard for me to move in this.
yeah. Suppose you have to get that custom made. Yeah, that's small. Just like examining basically.
I will lean over the sea and to be like, he's cannon fodder. He
Yeah,
goes first.
Eh,
You still owe me money. I need you alive.
I owe everyone money. Let's be real. But yeah, come on. I'm
Oh, well, thank
keeping
you.
an eye on you though. Got too much shit to deal with already.
I don't think we have to keep an eye on him. We can hear him coming.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just here to spread my religion.
Oh God.
Immediately turn around.
Oh God.
Both of us are just like, nah.
Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
I do not have a minute to talk about your Lord and Savior.
A little look between us.
What
like,
God do I have to pray to for you to be quiet?
I don't know of said God.
Come on then.
All right,
I
let's go
suppose you're
find
probably.
these.
Yeah. Should we put him in the front or should he be behind us?
He's a cat. He should have good hunting skills.
That's a good question. What's your guys' marching order?
Let's put
We'll
the new
put-
guy in the front.
Go for it.
Yeah.
He'll go first.
Put Percy first, and then Kieran or C in the middle.
Yeah.
Is
Still not my name.
I'm gonna say it's Psy, right? Or is
I
it-
know.
No,
I know it's. I know it's
on
Psy.
purpose.
Okay,
It's
I'm just
purposeful.
making sure that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can gaslight Colin.
Yeah.
God, Colin, I can't believe you've been saying the name wrong this
Like,
entire time. That's not it.
every time Thomas's character says it out loud, you see Sai grimace a little bit. She's like,
In character, she's correcting him every time too. It's not
Yeah,
my
yeah.
name.
not my name.
Alrighty. So,
Alright, we continue on.
with your new feline friend leading the way, you guys continue north out towards the Dragon's Pass. Is there anything specific you guys are doing while you are walking?
Mm,
What's the plan?
well, what did the listing say exactly? It was just information, or did they, if we find them, do they want us to like drag them back? Like,
I am not dragging a corpse back. I will tell them. I'll just take their head.
I don't think any of us would be really capable of bringing a corpse back. Let's be honest. I got noodle arms.
I might be able to carry one.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised that you're able to even just wear armor. I'll be honest. How
Is
did
Percy
you get that
medium or
made?
small?
Yeah.
I'm medium.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like
For whatever
5 foot.
reason, I was thinking you're like extra tiny.
A human-sized cat.
A
Yeah.
human-sized cat. Okay.
Normal sized, not
Huh,
bofa.
Tabaxi can be, both. They
Yeah.
vary.
Do you have to get your helmets custom made? Like, do you have to cut out the ear holes and everything, or to get those
Well,
molded
I
on?
usually don't wear a helmet.
Huh. Seems counterintuitive. It would protect everything but your head. But to each their own.
I have to see.
You have
I
to.
don't have good vision with a helmet on.
Fair enough.
Speaking of
His
being
kinda
able
eyes
to
just
see,
dilate.
Percy, you are leading. What's your passive perception?
12.
Alrighty. So you guys continue walking northward for a ways, more so northeast. After the bridge kind of spans the Serpent's River, the road starts to kind of cut northeast and then almost start to veer directly east as it kind of follows the south end of the mountain range. Um, you're kind of getting up to the point where the road would start to curve. You've crossed the river for the most part, but you're getting up into the kind of like the split. And you start to hear as you kind of like come around a slight bend in the road, what sounds like a lute or something. You hear like the faint sounds of music kind of being carried across the morning air.
Yeah,
Do
what?
you guys hear something?
Sounds like
Music?
music.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is one of them traveling bards.
Uh,
Just beggars in
was-
disguise with fancy tools.
I
when we
wonder
got
if
the
he's heard
cat
about
already.
Tempest.
If he has information, then it might be worth talking to him.
Oh, bards are not straight to the point, but I guess we'll go investigate the music.
All right. You guys proceed forward, and kind of coming around the corner, you find a little ways off the side of the road what looks like a small kind of like makeshift campsite that's been set up. Um, there's the small smolderings of like a morning fire that have been started, and kind of sitting on a fallen tree stump. Travis, would you like to describe your character for
You got like a blonde, tan, medium build, tall, half elf, sitting there and strumming along. See passers walking by. If you're gonna sit down, take your shoes off.
Like, look at the dirt. Why?
It's a humble abode. Nothing fancy.
It's humble
Or-
nonetheless.
Says the
Why
guy
would you-
walking on the road. I just a little tune.
She kind of like cocks her head to the side and goes, "Why would you take your shoes off if you're outside, though? Like, I don't get it."
That's not the point.
Bard, what are you doing up here? Are you also looking for these two guys?
I'm looking for inspiration.
Oh God, he's one of them.
He's trying to find himself.
I'm not a hippie.
This guy definitely stinks and smells like hippie.
Do you believe in
Mm.
rocks?
Huh?
Have you heard
They
about
have-
Tempest?
They have who? Like the storm?
No, the god.
No.
Would you like to?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been through that also.
You're a little quiet,
Yes.
by the way, Nathan. I don't know if that's just on my end.
Yeah, he's a little soft.
Sorry, I had the
It's because he's a
mic
cat.
away a little
That's
bit.
why he's
Because he's
soft.
a cat.
That's why he's so
He's a
soft.
cat. All right, continue.
Brand chuck. Bard,
name's-
what is your name?
I was gonna say, my name's Giovanni. My friends call me Gio, but you can call me Giovanni.
Okay, Gio.
Okay,
Buddy.
Mr. Rock Bard.
Buddy.
So you said you're trying to find inspiration. It's very awkward.
Yes. The what time of day is it? The morning sun. It brings beautiful vibes. Good inspiration, you know. Make the good songs. Not that I sing. It's good music.
What instrument does Giovanni play, by the way?
I do have a lute. I have a flute, and I have a hand drum.
For
Variety
one-man band.
artist. What is he playing currently? The lute?
The lute.
Okay.
But it would have been funnier if it was a hand drum and just like after every sentence just goes like,
Boom.
yeah,
No,
Ba-da-bum.
that's too hippie.
like, yeah.
That would be really
Well,
embarrassing considering I said you guys heard the sounds of what sounded like a lute
oh
over the
yeah, yeah.
wind, and then you turn the corner and
He's
it's just a
playing-
dude playing a
he's-
hand drum.
Not
He's
good
playing
at
the
me.
drums so well it sounds like a lute. But it's all right. Have you seen two guys we're looking for?
Well, what did
Anyone
they
else
look
pass
like?
through here?
2 fishermen from Calvert, they came north looking
No,
for new
they're
hunting grounds. Have you seen any wildlife, like activity, like trees, with the birds flying away kind of thing?
Say, how long have I even been here? I have no idea.
So you would
For
have,
probably a day.
yeah.
been here for like 15 minutes just waiting for someone to walk by.
So I basically you've come from the kind of like the northeast. You've come out of the Sea of Sands and kind of came down the road looking for somewhere to go to kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking of something else. You would have basically left the day before they did out of Corvair, kind of following the same route. Um I believe you actually would have heard of the job posting. Just backstory reasons, I believe that was kind of why you were out there in the first place. And so yeah, you heard of the potential 20 gold pieces each if somebody's able to find information about it, and your first initial thought was that possibly you could do it by yourself and claim you had help and receive multiple 20-piece gold or 20 gold piece payments. So you kind of came out to search for these people, but have had no luck and kind of had to stop and set up camp for the night. And you've been taking your time in the morning getting ready.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know,
But
I do have
inspiration
some
works as well.
information. I do have some information about these guys. I have a rough direction of where they went, but it's gonna cost you.
I look at Ram, I'm just like, mm.
We can work out the details a little bit later, closer to when getting paid. I am a money guy. Transactions, good deal.
Oh, finally a bard not with honey words.
So we get a little closer to where I think they might have maybe gone, and we'll start talking about payment. We'll go together. I can show you the way.
If you betray us, your instruments are getting it first.
Bard who still has fingers can still play an instrument, even if they are not his.
Says
Yes.
I
Ram.
will.
You are going to be restrained while I break them.
What?
Kinky.
Damn.
Then I break fingers. And watch you suffer.
That's it.
You get used to that. Anyway, just come
So
on.
I like stand up, brush off my pants, start packing up my belongings, put my shoes on, and start accompanying them.
Put your shoes
I
on.
Travis,
Yes,
are you the founder of Ferrari?
I do by chance have a fancy pendant around my neck that is yellow and a black horse is on it.
Anyway.
He's got a horse
Yep.
cock.
Oh my god, why did you bike in there?
He's a
Way to
bard.
make
He's
it
weird.
weird, Thomas.
Way to
Moving
make it
on.
weird. Anyway.
All right. So you guys continue down the Dragon's Pass for a good portion of the day, and it's fairly uneventful. Despite the warnings that may have happened, you guys don't see much signs of activity. You see like the odd like deer or pig kind of scurrying through the trees off in the distance. But it seems like it's a fairly untouched by man section of the woods. Um, there is this trail that you guys are walking on, but since it hasn't been used in so long, there's like a lot of patches of like grass and different sorts of like native kind of plants that are growing through the trail and kind of obscuring it. If you were to take a wagon on this nowadays, you'd be hitting so many bumps, you'd probably have to stop for repairs every couple of hours, kind of thing. It wouldn't make for a great trail now, but as a walking trail or as like an animal trail, it definitely serves a purpose. You guys continue following it for most of the day before eventually the sun starts to set, and you guys kind of start to feel your legs get tired and start to give out, and have to eventually stop and find a place to set up camp. Do you have any preferences on where you would like to do that, or how are you guys going about doing such a thing?
The shoes stay on.
I take my shoes off. This sounds like this is a great place to camp.
Since the only one that Sai kind of knows is Ram, she's gonna be kind of closer to him, but still like not right next to each other. You know what I mean? Like distance away, and start kind of setting up her little corner.
Okay. Do you guys have like tents or sleeping bags or just blankets, or like what is your camp entail?
I think I only have a bedroll.
Yeah, I just have a bedroll.
Okay. So you guys are just
Good things
finding.
it's nice outside.
Yeah, it is a very nice day. So
Yeah.
you guys just find a nice flat spot to kind of lay out your bedrolls underneath the trees. Are you guys making a fire for the evening, or
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
okay? Who's going about doing that?
Who's got the survival skills? Because I sure don't.
Me.
You? Okay.
Say, I'm the guitar guy. Like,
Whoever wants to be in charge, go ahead and make me a survival check to see if you can make a fire for the night. You guys have been playing a lot of Tomb of Annihilation. I don't know when the last time you guys rolled to make a fire was, but
Been a
Somebody
hot
knows-
sec.
Somebody knows produce flame, but
I do not. My spells are
Alright,
very ice
alright,
themed.
Percy.
Mhm.
I can give it a shot, but no guarantees.
Does your god give you guidance?
Pretty good. Oh, I thought that said +9 for a second. I was like, what the fuck you mean you're not good at this?
the trees
Wait.
work for me.
Yeah.
All right. So 19 is most certainly enough. As if you were a Boy Scout, you expertly use the kind of like the stick and palm method, and get the most inefficient. But you don't have like string or stuff to make like a little bow, or like magic or flint or anything like that, as far as I'm aware of. So it's the easiest that you can do to begin with, and you get the pace just right, and you like lightly blow on it, and the oxygen is just enough to catch a flame, and you eventually manage to start a fire. Um, is anybody doing anything as you guys are getting ready to rest for the evening?
I'm playing my lute.
I'm probably just flipping through my spell book and like doodling in the margins, truthfully.
Cleaning my warhammer.
I'm setting up an alarm around me.
Like the spell?
Yep,
Okay. How big of like a radius?
20-foot cube.
Okay, so you're just doing it like around probably what I imagine would be you and Sai.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Sounds good. The alarm is set. Giovanni, if you would like to make me a performance check to see how your lute playing for their evening's rest goes.
Ooh,
oh
perfect.
my gosh.
Coming
First
up
roll of the
20.
campaign, nat 20 performance check. Guys, he starts playing and you're like, you like stop setting up your camps. Like this is some of the most beautiful music you've heard in a long time. And
And I'm
this is
just
just like it's like a free performance that you're getting.
I'm just like just fucking nailing. Just like it was that morning. It was that morning inspiration.
Yeah.
Really it hit home.
Just feeling the dirt between your toes.
Unreal as I don't have my shoes on.
Playing it with his toes.
6 a.m.
No,
evening
no.
flight. No. And I think it's gonna be. Anyways, so this beautiful music starts, and you guys sit there and you set up your camps to this beautiful song. And while you guys are doing that, you hear like the snap of a tree branch kind of in the nearby shrubbery. You at first glance, it's nothing immediately to take concern of, and you just kind of write it off. But then, uh, sorry, I'm trying to remember new character names. Who dis? Brangarn? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, Brangarn. Or you can do Bran. It's a little bit easier to say.
I usually like to do the full thing, at least until I can remember
Bran.
it.
Yeah, Brangarn.
All right, so Brangarn, while you're kind of distracted listening to this performance, your alarm suddenly triggers before any of you guys could even like kind of like go to bed.
It signals. It makes an audible noise.
All right,
everyone
what's
hear it?
your
An
audible
audible
noise?
alarm produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet.
All right. So yeah, in the middle of this beautiful serenade from Giovanni, you immediately start to hear this sound of this ringing bell progressively going off behind you guys.
See, on your feet, now.
Can
drop my
everyone
book.
hear it, or is it just you, Thomas?
No, it's
Everyone could hear it.
Yeah, everyone can hear
I don't know who's chiming in, but you're wrecking my melody.
You hear
I
a
full on like
voice.
fumble my book.
You hear a voice from the bushes, be like, "What? No, sorry. Whoa, sorry. No, I don't. I don't mean anything. Don't shoot. Don't shoot." And you see like two little like red hands poke up out of like the bush, kind of behind your guys' camp.
approach slowly. Weapons on the ground.
You see like a little like wooden sling get like tossed out of the bush and like kind of like rolls across the ground of your camp, and then kind of like slowly stepping out, you see this small red scaled kind of kobold, and he has like you can see like a sheathed dagger kind of like on his hip, but he's thrown his sling out and his hands are empty. He kind of like holds him in the air and he kind of says, "Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude or anything. My name's Meepo. I was just through here with some of my friends. We were looking for some people. You're just distracted by the guys. It's okay. You can come out. You can come out."
Oh.
And you hear like movement in nearby bushes, and you're suddenly surrounded by what looks to be upwards of 12 to 13 of these small red-scaled creatures. Some of them you see have like more kind of like a not nice by any means, but kind of like handmade robes. Others you see have they're like their slings out, like they were at the ready in case something were to happen. Others have daggers drawn. But you see a few of them, and the main kobold that you're talking to, Meepo, kind of says, we're with a hunting party. We're looking for some people that could possibly help us. I don't suppose that would potentially be you, hey?"
Would it be the
Okay.
2 humans that came from the village nearby?
What? No, we're not looking for anyone in particular. Just people in general. We really need we have a bit of a problem and we could really use some help. And we've been having a bit of an issue with trying to talk to people to ask for help and them immediately slaughtering us or attempting to. So when we heard your guys' music, we thought surely you couldn't be as bad as all the other people we ran into, and stopped by right away to see what was going on. I don't suppose you guys are able to possibly lend us some assistance, eh?
Is there coin involved?
If that's what it takes, I mean I suppose so, yeah.
Alright, you have piqued my interest.
Perfect. We're up that way a ways, and he like points kind of like northeast, like farther down the trail. Probably like another like day or so. Um, you guys look like you were just about to go to sleep. So I mean, if you want, we can just kind of hang out and let you guys sleep, or we could go right away. I mean, up to you. I imagine you want some rest.
I'm back at dawn.
Um, where where do you want us to go?
Go sleep in the trees. Make camp.
Okay.
Come back to this spot at dawn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, sure.
And then we'll head out
That
in the
sounds
morning.
good. Is it cool if we just leave like one of ours with you guys so that you don't like slaughter us in our sleep or something like that?
If he's a paying
Sure.
customer with his beautiful tune, he's more than welcome to stay.
Well, I don't know about paying or anything. We don't really have a lot of money on us. Zick, you want to come hang out with these guys for the night while we all go sleep in the trees? Braden?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
That's you.
It's your cue. Sorry, I'll
Guess
be
I'll stay
right
with
back.
them.
I'm just gonna use the restroom.
Is there any notable visual differences about Zick than some of the other kobolds?
Just so he has 2 different colored eyes. He's got one red and one green.
There you go. That's very, very differentiating.
Just like a
Other than
race
that-
thing.
We're going to have to give Zeke a hat.
Why a hat?
Yeah,
So
it's
we
not
don't
good
go.
enough.
When he asks why a hat, I stop playing the music so it's dead silent so we can hear the answer.
Why a hat? So we can identify you? Because all kobolds look the same?
There we go.
No, he has
Playing the
2 different
race
colored
card.
eyes. None of us have 2 different colored eyes.
Why would I be looking? Okay, whatever.
You don't look at people in their eyes when you talk with them. That seems kind of rude.
I'm
like,
not going to be lectured by a tribal.
I
By
point
a
up,
what?
looking at the.
Oh, God.
I look at put him at the door, like yeah,
Orphan
like you
racist
stop looking
back.
down so much, and you got to look at his eyes when you're talking to him.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I guess we'll go sleep in the trees over there and not here. Have fun. Good night. Let's go, guys. And Meepo and his gang kind of wander off into the trees, leaving Zick to sleep with you. So, is anybody doing anything, or does anybody want to talk about anything before you guys go to bed for the evening?
So about my payment for leading you in the right direction of where those other people are, right? We talked about this morning, right? I'm thinking reward wise when we find them, I'm getting like 40% of you guys' cut.
Excuse me, 40%?
See, this
With
discussion,
maybe
right?
information? No. 20.
20, but I don't know what that is. A lot of reading. What the fuck am I
I
supposed to
didn't
do
mean
with
to
that?
like that.
That's a fine
Oh, I
compliment.
thought that was Thomas.
And you need to read it all.
Call me, send me that Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like, yeah, I started the duel. I'm not reading any of that. That's how I felt when this popped up. 20, 25. Fine, that's good. That's a good deal for maybe information, right? That's I don't. That doesn't come around very often.
Maybe for you, but not for me. I don't know you, so your information may not be good. Where I come from, if your information is bad, you die. So,
Where you come from, I'm surprised you made it this far. Apparently, by the way you're speaking, right? That's what I hear. That's what I see. I don't know.
I don't deal in information. I deal in other things.
Like,
Garbage removal.
I don't know if that's a metaphor for you trying to kill me or not.
Garbage disposal.
20% will be fine.
I open up my coin pouch and I throw him 5 pieces.
I absolutely yoinked that up.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cast Find Familiar. Like a rat.
All right. What is your familiar? What are you summoning?
A rat.
A rat?
Yep.
Alrighty.
We're
Does
the rats.
your rat have a name?
I am back. Sorry about that.
Just out of curiosity. It
Zick
doesn't have.
Junior, of course.
Zick Jr. Classic. Classic. All right. So you guys all long rest for the evening. You don't have anything interrupt you during the course of your evening. And are awoken to the pleasant, warm sunshine kind of rising over the kind of the canopy. It almost takes you off guard for a second, just kind of not used to sleeping in a camp out in the woods with a few people you don't know. You kind of get that weird sense of waking up in a bed that isn't yours. Before eventually you kind of like look around and realize where you were and remember the job you're here to do, kind of. And eventually everyone stirs awake. And if you guys have any morning rituals or anything like that you would like to do, you can feel free to go ahead. Or if not, we can continue on.
The morning stretch where your legs are shaking.
I count every single one of my ball bearings.
I'm gonna
God.
look over my clothes and see if I need to repair anything or anything like that.
I don't think
put
you
my
would
shoes
have
in
any massive damage to it so far.
Yeah,
It's just been a casual
Still.
walk, but you give it a good
Better to
once
upkeep
over, and it
than-
seems to be good.
Yeah.
You tediously count all of your ball bearings, Brangarn. They seem like they're all still there, luckily. And after everyone else kind of starts to stir, are you guys just having rations for breakfast? Do you guys have anything to eat?
I'm not skilled enough to hunt and gather.
Forgot about those.
It may
I'll be
say
honest.
I may have a +2. Nah.
Well,
It's like it's city survival. That's what I
Yeah.
know.
Got some ink. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't.
you're eating ink.
Ink. It's the paste of our world.
Don't think that's edible.
I just
Says
imagine like you
you.
take a sip
that
of your
out.
inkwell and like you open up like a page or whatever and you spit onto it and it's like spell scroll.
I'm draconic. You
An-
wouldn't understand.
An ink connoisseur.
Yeah.
Just make some ink blots. What's this look like?
This was made in
Cat?
this factory in this year.
All right. So,
So,
what I'm hearing is nobody has any sort of food or anything.
I have
No.
rations.
Rations.
I have rations. but, like,
Okay.
I
not
sure
for you.
don't. I forgot about
don't.
those.
For those who don't, and Zik, you're probably exempt from this. The kobold searching party or whatever, they have plenty of food that they have brought with them. And if you don't have anything to eat, you are certainly woken up in the morning by the smell of some sort of food cooking from a ways away down the path where the kobold said they were going to sleep for the evening.
I just like slowly get up and just like start walking over there.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's flaking.
I need food.
I'm eating my rations.
I'm also
I'll
eating
have a
rations.
ration.
Suppose I have to go with Zik.
Okay. So,
I guess I
stare
have
at
to,
her.
literally.
you just follow him, or do you say anything?
I'll let him know that I'm behind him, and that I also don't have food. So
My rat's just
I'll
sitting on
tell
my
the
shoulder
others
staring
that
at you.
I'll tell the others basically to join us whenever they're done eating and such. I'll go follow Zik. I'm like, your nose is better than mine is.
Is that racist?
I think so.
No.
She's a racist.
It's, if anything, it's stereotyping, and it's a
Yeah.
positive stereotype. So.
She's all right.
So you guys walk up the pathways, and they weren't like horribly hidden. They kind of made camp a little bit off of the main path, just a ways up, kind of from where you guys were. You can see they all have little kind of makeshift tents set up that they slept in for the evening, and they have a large kind of almost bonfire in the middle that has a bunch of different sticks kind of wedged into the surrounding rocks, and on the ends of it you see various different pieces of meat with like skewered vegetables and fruit on it, kind of being like roasted over the flame, and you can kind of smell it as you start to get closer. As you guys get kind of within eyeshot of the camp, Meepo, the main kind of leader of this search party, kind of sees you guys approaching and says, "Ah, good morning, Zik. How was the rest there? They didn't cause you any problems, did you?"
They kind of smell, but other than that,
It's a sacrifice we're gonna have to make, I'm afraid.
yeah.
What's hi, and he like looks up to you, so
She like just like looking at the ground, she's like a little embarrassed. She's like, I didn't bring any food and like, I don't really know how to get more.
Got the one knee and you're twisting your foot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fingers
oh,
together.
you're hungry. I see. Well, considering you're helping us, I don't see any problem with it. You can help yourself to a kebab if you'd like. And he like points to one of the sticks that's kind of wedged into the rock.
She kind of like goes over them and like is very just, like closely inspecting each one, like in a manner that would seem a little bit weird, kind of. And she ends up grabbing one and takes like the tiniest little bites of each one of each thing on the skewer, and then waits a bit, and then like actually starts eating it basically.
It's not poisonous or anything if that's what you're worried about. I mean, we're all eating it.
Mm.
I promise it's good
kinda-
food. We have a killer chef back at the den that's taught us all sorts of these cool recipes. Did you know
She
that you
kinda
can like
shrugs.
put meat over a fire and it gets better?
Yeah, yes, that's
He's a
that's called
culinary
cooking.
genius.
Yeah. I used to work at a tavern. I can tell you how to make things even tastier if you'd like. I worked around food for
Tastier
so
than
long.
cooked meat?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
You
End your
ever-
product,
you
I
ever
just
try
say she's a
salt?
witch.
I'm gonna have to introduce you to Gelgi. She's our chef, and oh boy, she's gonna want to talk to you.
Okay. But,
Add salt. Damn, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You can make soup and you can make all types of things.
Do dragons even, or do
Kobold.
kobolds have lips even? How would they slurp soup?
I think they
You
kind of have little
you guzzle
lips,
it.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, they drink, like, just in general, so I
Yeah.
assume they can.
What if they just open their mouth wide and just dump the water in?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
If they just close their mouths, you can't just see all of their teeth. So yeah, they have lips.
I don't know.
Now who's
Does it-
being racist?
What animals don't have lips?
Lizard? No. Do lizards?
I don't know.
I don't want to think about this anymore.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
the
now.
wrong path of questioning. Or
Yeah, yeah.
let's get back into the world. So you guys finish your morning rations over at your camp while Zik and Sai enjoy some delectable kind of meat, vegetable, fruit skewers. It's a slightly strange combination, but some of the well, it almost seems like mango or something, I guess. Some of like the juices from that are on the tip of the skewer kind of like run down and like cook into the meat. So it gives it a little bit of like added flavor. Same with like the vegetables that are on there. So it's
Definitely had
all right.
much worse. Yeah.
But yeah. Eventually, you guys all finish your respective breakfasts and I guess reconvene. And then yeah, Meepo would be like, "All right, is everybody ready to head out? We got like another day's travel ahead of us before we get to where we need to go."
So which direction are we going exactly?
That way, and he like points eastward down the path that you guys are kind of standing on.
And so I look over to Thomas's character because I don't remember his name. I'm like, that's exactly the way that we were supposed to go. See, I told you it was a good idea to bring me along.
You mean following the path?
Are we following the path?
Well, we'll be following the path for a bit, but eventually there's a point where we got to split off, and it's the split off that a lot of people will miss.
And that's what I heard that the new hunting area was at.
Wait,
I feel like he's
what?
lying.
Okay, Loot Boy.
I would like.
Wait, what'd you say about a hunting area?
That's what I heard. Some guys went that way for a new hunting area.
Like hunting what?
Like wild game.
Kobolds.
Nothing sentient.
Uh-huh. You know these guys?
Not personally, no.
Interesting. Okay, I guess we should probably keep going.
I just like see the fucking like hold X to doubt button there in front of him.
All right. So if there's nothing
Well,
else,
can I insight that answer?
which answer?
The kobolds like kind of avoiding the question of those hunters.
What question did they
Yeah,
avoid?
what?
Okay, like from my understanding, it's like the kobolds know something.
They're concerned when I said there was a hunting area.
Yeah, they were pointing
Oh,
out where their
okay.
home was, and he's like, "Yeah, that's where the hunters were going." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he seems more concerned with the safety of his home than restraining hidden information.
Gotcha.
Where's your loot?
Around.
I want to cast
Meant, like,
Mage Hand
all
and try
over.
and throw off the tuning of his loot.
If you want to make a sleight of hand check to try and cast Mage Hand without him noticing, and then make a stealth check to try and untune the loot without him noticing, you're more than welcome to.
Well,
What are you?
I'm a really good spellcaster.
You
It's-
hear Zik start like mumbling to himself, and you like look over, and he's like waving his hands. Wait, hold on. I don't remember if there's somatic components for. Let's see what the components are for Mage Hand first. One second.
Oh, let me link them because I know that spell too.
Slap
Verbal
him.
and
Verbal
somatic.
and somatic.
Okay, yeah. So you hear him saying something, and you look over, and he's like moving his hands back and forth as like an ethereal hand is forming in the thin air in front of him. And then he like turns and looks at you, kind of. Then you see the hands slowly start drifting towards you.
I smack him on the back of the head like you would if a fucking kid.
it's like, no.
You do not touch my loot.
I wasn't touching your loot.
Yes, because the mage hand sent me it.
It's also not me.
Watched him do it. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
Meepo's just like, Zik, stop antagonizing the people who are supposedly helping us.
Supposedly.
Giovanni has gone up in my books.
It was slightly out of tune. I was just trying to help him.
As you guys were drawn in by the perfect melody.
Meepo's even like, yeah, no, it did sound pretty good.
Tone deaf.
All right. So, you guys continue walking. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you arrive at your destination? Late.
Not particularly.
No.
Yeah.
So I guess like actually I would like to like if there is I mean it's a path, never mind. I'd be like if there's like footsteps on it for like people that haven't been traveled here lately. That's, like, kinda what I was thinking,
when you
but-
stop for your second rest, you are basically like still on the path.
Okay.
Meepo would inform you that like early tomorrow basically is when you'll like travel on the path for like a little bit, and then it'll split off into the trees.
Okay.
Um, yeah, if you want to do something, feel free to let me know. If not, we can continue.
No, we're good then.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys stop to set up camp again. Are you camping with the kobolds this time, or
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
yeah?
They
It's
have
two
food.
yes.
Literally, it's like I smell what they're smelling. Smell what they're cooking. Smell pretty good.
We'll camp with them.
Okay,
I'll camp on
Brangarn,
the outside.
you're on the outside.
Yeah.
Everyone has all their tents and like bedroll. It's funny because all the kobolds have they have a tent for like 4 of them or something, so they only need like 3 tents to house the
I
entire
imagine like
party.
a teepee style for them.
Yeah.
No, it's like other tents that adventurers or something have used that looks like they have a bunch of holes in them that have been like patched up a million times and are probably not waterproof anymore, but at least like serve as a protection for them, the sunlight and the rain, or well, the sunlight and the wind and stuff. But
Thomas
even
is like,
one
oh.
regular one fits like 4 of them at a time. So
Brandon's like, God, that's filth.
yeah. So everyone sits closer to the center of the camp where they make their large bonfire for the night, and the rest of you, or well, Brangarn sits all the way out on the side,
He's pouting.
out of the range of the fire.
Yeah. I'll kind of like lean over to Meepo and be like, in return for the food, I can help patch up some of your tents a little bit better. I'm a decent weaver, but I just noticed there's still a few holes in some of them.
He's standing here with mending. What am I, chopped liver?
Well, there's a difference between having a hole in something that you can fix without magic.
Yeah,
And
mending will help you repair it if you have all the existing pieces. If it's been lost, then you have to patch and sew and that kind of thing.
yeah, she kind of like digs through her backpack and she has a couple fabrics, and she like kind of looks at one. She's like, "Ah, that one's not waterproof. That won't do." And like the one, the one that is waterproof is like bright pink. She's like, "This is the only one I have. I don't know if this is what you want though."
I don't really care what color it is. Go for it.
All right, I will go up to the worst looking tent basically and try and start fixing up some of the bigger holes and patching it up.
Meepo just like watches interestedly. He's like, I don't think I've had anything pink before. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. She kind of like looks over it and she says, "I don't believe in debts."
You don't believe in tents? Then why are you doing this?
No, debts. She's
You were
like
getting paid
kind of
anyways.
debating if she should correct him. She's like, No, debts, not tents. I can. There's a tent in front of me. Like I can believe in tents."
Oh, okay. If you
Yeah.
say so, I suppose. So, is there anything else anyone would like to do in for the evening? I guess, or you guys sleep?
No.
Take that as a no. So yeah, you guys all pack up and fall asleep for the evening, with the comfort of about a dozen kobolds surrounding your camp. In the hope that they don't turn on you or anything, you sleep with the comfort of knowing that most jungle creatures or anything won't pose any threat to you. The night eventually passes, and you guys all wake up to the smell of deliciously cooked food. Um, Maybe not as deliciously as to our standards, but by the kobold standards at the very least. And it is better than the dry rations that you guys had the previous day. So you all smell this delicious food as you all start to stir. The kobolds awake fairly early so that they can get everything kind of started. They want to get going, get home as soon as possible. So, is anybody? Are you guys having your rations again, or are you trying to get in
Those
on the
grits
kobold food?
smell amazing. I'd almost be insulted if you wouldn't let me have any.
3 silver pieces a pop.
What the fuck's a silver? I deal with gold. I'll give you 1 gold.
Deal.
It was a terrible deal.
It's just
I
like
don't
very
have
slowly
any
taking
silver.
something in the background. She's still kind of doing the thing she did yesterday, but she's like, it's like while they're having that conversation, she's like taking a piece of whatever's cooking.
Yeah. You do that, and like one of the guys or one of the surrounding kobolds is kind of watching you. But Meepo's like a whole gold piece for just some. Oh yeah, no, we'll take that deal any day. Sweet. Have as much as you want.
This
Well, I
is
mean, as much as we
sweet.
have, I guess. We should be getting back home today, so it doesn't really matter if we use up the rest.
As I'm like instantly throwing Kieran's character, the blue lady under the bloods, like she's not paying.
I fixed their tents.
Services rendered.
Yeah.
This is rendered.
And I
Yeah.
mean, technically, you played a beautiful song, but you already agreed to pay, so I mean,
Mm.
we'd be a fool to turn it down now, right?
Not so smart, eh, elf boy?
Mm. Business.
Beautiful
Son of a
song, though.
bitch.
Beautiful song. Anyways, let's get going.
I will snatch a skewer.
Yeah,
Not good
Meepo
enough to sleep
considers
with us, but
the
good enough to
gold
eat our
piece
pig.
payment for the group, so he's fine with
Thanks, Giovanni.
it. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna flip him 3 ball bearings and be like calling it dwarf currency.
I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb.
We'll take 3 ball bearings.
Zick
Take that
personally
deal.
will take
Damn
3
good
ball
deal.
bearings.
Damn good. Take that deal, you son of a bitch.
He said silver.
Yeah,
My ball bearings are silver.
Yeah, silver colored.
they're shiny
He
though.
didn't specify.
All right. So one more thing I need to ask you guys is, do your guys' tokens have dark vision? I need to do them one at a time because I need to update your guys' in-game tokens. So Brangar, do you have dark vision?
I am quickly checking features and traits, racial traits.
As a dwarf,
I
I'm pretty
believe
sure
so.
you do.
Yeah.
Just
It's under senses on the left. So like
Where your
under your saving
perception
throws.
is.
Oh yeah, 60
Yeah.
feet.
60 feet? Okay, that's kind of what I
60 feet.
figured. That, save. Okay, and then next is Sai. Do you have dark vision? As an elf, I imagine
do.
you
I have
would.
Yes, I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Another 60 feet of dark vision. Wonderful. Save that. Next up, Giovanni.
Yes. 60 feet.
60 feet. Perfect. Oh my god, have I not been hitting save on this? Hold on, hold on. There's 2 windows and I might have been hitting save on the wrong window. Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh no, no, that one's saved. Okay, hold on. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Nathan has dark vision, but like, does Brayden.
Hey, Kieran,
Of course.
I have
Yes.
dark vision.
Oh
do you
well, so
have?
we
Is
all
it 60
do.
feet? Does everyone just have 60 feet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really hope Justin's character doesn't have dark
Yeah.
vision.
I don't think he does, honestly. I don't think he does.
I think he's a Goliath, I think. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they
That's
don't.
funny.
Yeah.
Who needs torches? Not us.
No, it's gonna be
He's
even
a-
funnier because he's gonna be the one guy that has to have a light source while you guys are trying to do a stealth mission, and it's gonna ruin it for all of you.
Yeah. So you stay here.
Well,
That'll make for some interesting scenarios.
what about Percy? Percy's in heavy armor.
Yeah, true.
Oh
True.
yeah.
I mean, as far
But at
as
least he can
the
see in the
being
dark.
in the dark thing.
Yeah, I'm not
As
stealthy
long
at
as you
all.
see in the dark.
Also, does Sai know dwarf, elvish, and halfling?
I know common and dwarvish.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
I wasn't raised a lot among many elves, unfortunately.
Now that I
Thomas, do you know
updated you
giant
guys.
by chance?
I do not.
Huh.
Oh.
I
Ooh, Matt.
I very much dislike giants. So
Is it because they're taller than you?
Well, yeah.
I'm brutish.
Does everybody have
Oh, yeah.
vision, by the way?
Yes.
I see.
Everyone sees?
I like the cobalt tokens.
Yeah.
And there's like Kieran's version of the and I like that.
Oh,
Picasso,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Picasso. Oh yeah, I don't know if everyone has seen all of their tokens yet, but I'll post them all later.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Dathan looks so
We will
peppy.
have a beautiful overlay for this campaign that has all of the character art featured on it and nice big pictures with all your guys' names and levels underneath. I just didn't
Yeah.
quite have enough time to get it set up for the first session here, and
That's fair.
we didn't know what some characters looked like until like a day before. So,
Travis.
I'm sorry, I like destroyed my shoulder. That one's on me. And every other time I didn't give you it.
I was gonna say, what
Yeah,
about
I
all
was
the
gonna
other
say, buddy.
times you were asked for your character description?
You're like, I'll get it to you tomorrow. I was like, all right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so as you guys make your way through the trees, following these a kind of small animal trail that splits off of the main path. After about an hour, the trees eventually part to reveal a large cliff wall in the side of the mountains. Two sets of wooden scaffolding flank a massive cave mouth whose entrance is partially covered by wooden barricades. The area is swarming with dozens of small red-scaled kobolds. Armed with all manner of makeshift weapons, they watch intently as you approach. Meepo kind of assures you guys, don't worry about them. They won't attack you because you're with us. But usually, people that aren't kobolds aren't really super welcome around here. So try not to like make any of them hate you. Anyways.
I was just gonna say, like, it's gonna be hard for you.
So yeah, so they start making their way through in towards the center. As you guys get in towards the kind of like the front area, Zik, you hear from up on the scaffolding to your right, the sound of a familiar voice. Your childhood friend Uka, who now is positioned as one of the two kind of scale sorcerers that guard the front entry to the den. He kind of like waves you down as you come back and just says, "Welcome back, Zik. How'd the hunt go?
How'd the what go? You might cut.
How'd the hunt go?"
Huh?
In Draconic, I'll say, you know, got a bunch of these fucking weirdos with us.
Do they seem like they
Draconic, I
can
say,
actually
"What?"
help? Oh shit! Never
Turns
mind.
around.
Never mind. Hey
And
guys, how's it
Goblin
going?
says,
Nice
I
to
think
meet
you
you.
can understand me.
Like,
You could speak
What?
Draconic?
Surprise!
yeah. Uka just starts like scratching the back of his
Awkward.
neck and looks around in the opposite direction.
Ooh.
Ooh, awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
Judging
So
by
the-
that response,
inside.
and Draconic just like, so the double cross, huh?
He leads you guys in towards the central portion of the chamber.
oh, it's big map.
welcome
Yeah.
to our lair.
The surrounding air rises in temperature as you guys begin to make your way into the cave. You see metal braziers hang from the ceiling, giving light to the darkness, and more scaffolding along the inside of the cave wall supports a few kobolds who watch you as you enter. You see an opening to your immediate right that gives way to what looks to be like a mess hall of sorts, and another opening to your left that disappears off into the darkness, which is kind of up ahead a little bit. You see an unlit tunnel. Oh, sorry. The opening to your left disappears into a dark, unlit tunnel, with the main pathway that is lined with the hanging braziers descending farther into the rock before disappearing completely in the darkness. You guys a rough idea what that kind of looks like. There you go.
Ooh.
That looks like a
Okay,
card
that's
from
cool.
Chaotic.
Actually, though, looks like a land location.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of introduced in. He says, "Well, welcome to our home. I need to basically introduce you to the head priestess, and she'll kind of give you guys a rundown on what the deal is. But you will eventually be able to just kind of roam around and do your thing, I guess. So when that happens, this way, you know what? Actually, I'll just send Zik with you guys so that I don't have to explain everything. Anyways, let's go." And he starts continuing to make his way down into the main central tunnel deeper and deeper into the cave. As you guys pass this kind of this tunnel on your left, you can hear a faint, repetitive clink echoes from inside the depths of the dark tunnel, which snakes into the rock.
Like pickaxe on stone.
Kinda, yeah.
So Zick, what's down there?
Oh, you know.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Slavery.
Rocks and stuff.
If you want to explain anything at any point, just let me know and I can explain it for you in that case. But
I'm not explaining shit.
I was gonna say, if you don't want to, you certainly don't have to. So.
I am not.
Braden with the like speaking language of a 3-year-old.
Pretty much.
Hey guys, what's taking you so long? Come on, keep up.
I know these people are slow.
I'm
Don't
like
have all
Long
day.
legs, slow walking.
Like,
And then you
This is
see
a hunt.
another similar
It's a
kind
bird.
of narrow, dark path on your guys' left where you can hear the clinking sound again.
I'll preempt your question. More rocks.
It continues forward,
Kind of
wrapping
rocks.
around. You see another kind of small cave opening that disappears into a couple of split chambers off to your guys' north there. And the main tunnel continues to wrap its way all the way around.
bro, zoomed in. I gotta move a lot.
He kind of like stops here or whatever. He's like, so just be ready. And then he just kind of turns the corner and walks into the main chamber.
It's dark.
It's fucking dark in here.
Wait, do you guys not have?
Well,
We do.
like,
This
yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
one
yeah, just walking through the corridor.
hallway.
Yeah, fair. Which actually, even I think some of these are supposed to be a little bit brighter.
We just see it as bright light.
Mm.
We don't get the dim after.
Yeah, I know.
We get
That's what I'm trying to change. The low light isn't active. There we go. Here, we'll
Do we
change
get
the-
names under the tokens? Do we have to do that?
Sorry, I have them
Names
on.
of
They're just not
tokens.
available to you guys yet because you hadn't introduced yourselves yet. So,
Fair.
I was waiting, but I can certainly.
Hey, look, it's the thing that almost killed Brith.
Hey, look.
I
Oh,
can certainly do that. Also, if you guys go to the bottom of your chat box on the right, where it says "as," right beside where it says "send," you can change that and then scroll through the list until you find your character name and change it to that. And that way, it'll change your name in the bottom left of the screen, and change the image to your token and everything if you have your images up.
The fuck?
my name is still the same on the bottom of the screen, but change the token. I don't know.
Oh,
It's good.
oh, you might have to go change your display name.
Oh, okay.
So if you go into
Giovanni
settings up at
Ferrari.
the top, it'll
Yeah.
say display name. So I can go that. But anyways, I'll update the name tokens after so you guys can see the names of everything underneath. But the large central tunnel makes one last turn before opening up into a significantly larger cavern. Coiling around the outside walls and occupying most of the chamber is a colossal golden dragon. You freeze for a moment in the presence of such an almighty beast, and as you feel the warmth of its exhale, you notice something. Its eyes are closed, and it appears to be asleep. Sitting in front of the beast is a large golden brazier with a brass cage-like contraption surrounding the flames that billow within. Two kobolds congregate around the brazier, chanting to the flames with their arms held high. Two others appear to be inspecting the massive sleeping dragon, while two more stand guard, cautiously watching your every movement as you enter. Meepo kind of comes in and says, Mary, I have some people that I think will be able to help. And the one kobold that's kind of chanting stops and turns and kind of comes up and kind of walks past him and looks up to you guys. Says, in common, hello. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Mary, the dragon priestess for this clan. I told you would be able to possibly assist us with a problem we've been having. Is this correct?
What is
Aw.
exactly
Aw.
Adorable.
said problem?
Also worth noting that the small bowl in the artwork is not the large brass brazier that's
Yeah.
in the center of the room. He says, "Well, we've been having, we had a bit of an attack. Um, so, um, oh geez, where do I start? So
Did
this,
you fight honorably?
and she gestures towards the large golden dragon. This is Kalia. Um, you may have heard of her from like stories or things like that, but she's pretty powerful. And she just kind of, well, we're in charge of watching over her. She rests a lot of the time because she needs a lot of food and she doesn't like eating things. She's really sweet, like really. Um, but since she requires so much food, she doesn't like to do a lot. So she usually just kind of rests and hangs out. Once a year, though, we have a ritual. We call it the Ritual of Black Gold. We melt down a bunch of gold and we pour it on her, and that wakes her up. Um, I don't know if you've ever tried to wake up a dragon that you literally can't pierce its skin, but it's difficult. It's difficult. So the ritual is how we wake her up. We wake her up once a year and we feed her a bit and we talk to her about like things that have happened in the last year so that she stays up to date and with the times and things. And then eventually she goes back to bed and rests again. So like 2 weeks ago when we went to go do this ritual, she didn't wake up. And that's kind of a problem for us because she's supposed to like save the planet if it's ever in danger again and stuff. And if she doesn't wake up, that doesn't happen. And we've had all of our guys look at it and nobody can figure out why she won't wake up. And it's really starting to panic us. So we need people that are more capable and knowledgeable of this type of stuff to maybe help us deal with the problem. I don't suppose maybe that's something you guys could look into or possibly do for us.
I have one thing I could think of that has worked 6 out of 8 times I could try.
Um,
You've tried resurrecting a dragon 6 or 7 or 8 times?
No,
Not
just
resurrecting,
waking,
but you know what I mean.
just waking people up. Just waking people up.
I mean, sure, go
So
for
I
it, I
still kind of
guess.
just like, so I still kind of was like, holy shit, that's a dragon. Like,
Okay, I'm
Not
going
a
to
dragon.
approach. I'm
It's
going to
the
approach
dragon.
the dragon god. And I pull out my loot as I'm going there, and I get like right upside, and I go, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
fucking knew you were gonna do.
That
some,
is
of,
now 6 out of 9. I don't think this is going to work.
some of the nearby kobolds like cover their ears. And, like
You're just like banging on your drum the entire time.
Meepo like looks at
Literally.
Mary. He's like, I swear he was way better at playing that thing when we found him.
Can I make a like, I guess Arcana check and see if I could figure anything out of like why should we still be sleeping?
Sure. I mean, if you'd like to. Arcana, how? How do you want to use Arcana?
More, I imagine like, or I guess it would more be history than Arcana is thinking, because the only dragon size I've ever seen it like in books, so she probably read some things about it. She's kind of just like racking her brain for anything she's read in
What
her lifetime that like
dragons or about like what exactly are you
dragons and
trying to?
their like dragons and their cycles and like why they might be like perma sleeping, I guess.
Okay, yeah, sure. That would be a nature check, I'd say.
Nature, okay.
Knowledge of an animal or beast species kind of thing.
Ooh, not great. Just like, I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
like as far as you can remember, like the dragons don't have like a hibernation or anything. They don't do that. So this in her habits in general are already kind of weird.
Weird. Okay.
As far as you know, like again, there's not so many of them to be cataloged everywhere that there's a lot of information about them, but nowhere has it ever mentioned that they hibernated a lot. They're
She kind of like flips to the back of her spellbook where there's like empty pages and she starts like jotting down notes about the dragon and being like, oh, it's kind of weird that she's still asleep, basically.
I'm going to approach Zik and ask him, Zik, what is this black gold ritual, other than just pouring molten gold onto a dragon?
Pretty much what the man said.
Ugh.
Yeah, you
Did
know
you?
that like the large brazier in the center, the kind of contraption that's built around it is used to house like a smelting pot basically,
Yeah,
and
it's
it would
foundry.
be like placed in there, and then they would throw a bunch of gold into it, and it would smelt it all down into a liquid, and then they could use that to pour it onto.
Mm. You mentioned that you were, what was it, attacked recently? What was that about?
Yeah. So like, um, 3 months ago, a wildfire like broke out in the forest, and as is protocol in the clan, we sent out everybody to kind of prevent its spread because I don't know if you really know, but wildfires are kind of like a really big deal around here. Um, we're supposed to be kind of like watching over her, so it's pretty imperative that we stay hidden, and we really rely on the surrounding trees and stuff for that. So if a fire happens, that means no more trees, um, which is bad. So if a fire breaks out, it's like priority number one, and we get everybody on deck. Some people tried dousing the fire in areas, others trying to like chop down trees so that it can't spread. For the most part, we're pretty good at it. Anyways, 3 months ago that fire broke out, and we sent everybody out. However, as is protocol, two of the guards, named Muggs and Gurn, stayed behind to guard the chamber here. We stopped the fire, and everything was cool. But then when we came back, um, Muggs and Gurn were dead.
R.I.P.
Uh,
Mugs and Green.
and in the royal chamber, no less. Uh, the, we inspected the bodies,
Royal
and
Chamber.
it like the two kobolds in the background when they say royal chamber, all like the royal chamber. It's just a chant. So we inspected the bodies, and were able to find out that had been poisoned somehow. Um,
No,
it,
listening.
it was really kind of a rough experience. A lot of our people were pretty shook up about it. A lot of people were wondering if they'd still even be safe here. But eventually, as the days kind of passed, so did the tension, and eventually life kind of just returned to normal. But now this, and now I don't know. We're kind of starting to worry again. We also haven't told a whole lot of the people, other than like our more trusted circles, kind of about the fact that she's not really waking up. So, if you don't just like go blab that to kind of everybody, it's kind of a big deal.
Big deal.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Well,
It's right here.
Can I tell you something, but you can't tell anyone else?
yeah.
I mean, we're kind of backed into a corner. We need to ask people for help, or else we can't solve the problem. But we also aren't really supposed to tell people about it. So I don't know. It's six of one, half a dozen of the other. Kind of. I mean, what do you do?
Well, just kind of like thinking.
You guys
I
have
mean, logically,
free reign of the place. You can go around. You can ask people questions. You can look for clues and stuff. Whatever you got to do. But we're just kind of baffled. It's a mystery.
it's a mystery. Okay. I gotcha.
It's
Really
you could
surprised
call
you
it like a
enjoyed that.
murder mystery or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because logically speaking, I don't think anyone would come in here just to kill two random kobolds, and well, not random to you obviously, but just in random in general.
I mean, I certainly hope
And
not.
Let's
That would be
say.
really unfortunate for Muggs and Gurn.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
I don't
Mugs
know.
and Green.
R.I.P. Muggs and Gurn.
Mario P. Mexican. So I don't know if. I'll have to look around a little bit. I think. Have a working theory right now, but I don't know if it's correct, so I'll keep it to myself for the moment.
Well, you guys tell me what you want to do. There's clues to be found all over. There's questions to be asked. All sorts of stuff. You have free reign of the den to try and solve this issue, or at least find out information about it. Find a new lead. Anything.
Or are we supposed to ask them questions without telling them that the dragon's not waking up?
People in the
I feel like
The
in this
Kobold
room in
Cave now.
particular, like
Okay, so people in the den know the situation.
And everyone outside probably does not. So keep that part.
I mean, everybody
Absent of our
knows.
question.
Everybody knows about Muggs and Gurn's death, but nobody really knows
Don't
about
know
the
about the
dragon.
dragon. Okay.
So it's just everyone in this room.
Pretty much. There's a couple. Most of the sorcerers that you'll run into, or the inventors that you'll run into, are trusted enough that they probably know. But a lot of the grunts are kind of kept out of the loop on purpose.
Mm,
so
Clubs
the
be
day
clubbing.
the day that Muggs and Gurn died, R.I.P. Muggs and
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Muggs.
NPCs we never got to meet.
Area.
Absolutely. Is
Hey,
the
I met
same
them.
is the same time frame as when the dragon was supposed to wake up for the ritual.
No, the Muggs and Gurn died like 3 months ago. We performed the ritual like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay. But it would make sense that, because like my working theory right now is that someone set the wildfire specifically to get people like the kobolds out of here,
Mm-hmm.
and then killed the other two that were still here, and then did something to the dragon. But
We have the same theory.
yeah, so like why they did that's still a mystery. How they did that and like how to fix it are the three main questions.
How would someone know there's a dragon in a cave?
Yeah, so that's question one. So it would have to be someone who like
Who's
it
on
has
the
to be
outs
one of
around
yeah,
here?
it has to be one of the kobolds at least. We know that. Or
Well,
You
we
guys
know
are
it's not
already
Muggs and
really
Gurn.
good at this. I have a lot of faith putting this in your hands.
So
Has there been any like problematic kobolds lately?
No, we haven't really had anybody cause any issues or anything like that.
We usually eat them.
It's Snatches has been missing for a while. But like he never
Snatches
caused us
was
any
we have
problems or anything. He
problems.
just went missing.
when was the last time you guys saw him?
I remember seeing him sometime before the forest fire deal. But
Ain't looking good for snatches.
other than that,
He's
I
supposed
don't
to be dead.
remember.
I was gonna say, where do you see him? In the forest?
Yeah, almost all of the kobolds were called out to help deal with the forest fire, that pretty much everyone was out there.
It's really weird. He was carrying a tinder in box. I don't know why.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
literally.
that
Like,
was
you
gonna
know
be
what?
that was gonna be my follow-up question. What is snatches? Was he an inventor or was he?
He was one of our hunters. He went out a lot. He was one of not a lot of the kobolds go out into the woods, but he was part of the few that did because we relied on him to kind of get fresh food and stuff.
Hence the
So
name
realistically,
Snatchers.
he wouldn't get like
Yeah,
lost.
hence the name Snatches. Yeah. Sometimes he hunt the
he
food.
wouldn't get-
Sometimes he just snatch the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
The source of the wildfire,
Oh yeah.
or
True.
is it undisclosed? Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you could go out and look. There's still a lot of damage to the trees. I don't know. Maybe if you talk to the guards outside, they would have seen more. I don't know. We've already asked a lot of people, but we can't really put any clues together. We've done as much as we can.
To say you can see if someone just like dropped a torch here, or like used
Yeah.
magic, or like whatever would started it.
Do we want to start investigating outside the den or inside the den?
I think outside.
Outside.
Just because like that's the only thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, because I wanted to talk to some of the quote inner circle, and
Which one
try
of you
and
did it?
well, no, just try and like find if there's any like tense emotions between people, or like if someone's been acting weird. You know what I mean? See if anyone was notably acting off, or if anyone's had some differing opinions about the dragon. Also, where are you getting all this gold, by the way?
Snatches.
Snatches. I mean,
He wasn't just snatching food.
we don't necessarily have like a lot, but Kalia's like super nice and doesn't really approve of like too much stealing and killing and things like that. So honestly, we try and get a lot of it by like um not
Trade.
not illegal means, things that wouldn't make people want to kill us. We have a few people that we've made connections with that we'll trade with on a regular basis. We get lots of like pelts and stuff from hunting in the nearby woods. So we'll trade those for like vegetables and fruits and things from some people that I can't really tell you about because I mean if it came out that
Insider
they were selling a
secrets
bunch of
and
food to a bunch of kobolds, they might have some problems. We're looking out for their safety too.
I'm assuming the bodies of Gurn and
Bugs and Gurn.
yeah are like buried.
RP.
R.I.P.
They're in the waste disposal room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
huh.
Okay, I guess you don't have any barrels.
If they'd like
It's a
that.
it's a part of the cave where we put like bodies and things so that they can decay and make fertilizer.
Okay.
Everything is reused.
Just don't eat the mushrooms from that cave.
I have to. All right.
Shit,
Hang on, I'm making a separate part of my notes called murder mystery.
Yeah.
I want. So like, what I want to start with is I kind of want to just like get. What's the dragon's name? I'm gonna fucking not spell this correctly.
Oh, here
Gold guy.
I'll write it so that it's not misspelled.
Thank you. I
Um,
want to kind of give her the look over and see if there's like, cause she's coated in gold, like, so I wanted to see if there's any notable spots where like some of it is like missing or something they could have done to her
Okay.
that would indicate like how they got her to stay asleep, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Make an investigation.
All right. Investigation. God damn, I can't roll
I will
today.
also remind you guys through the course of this campaign that the help action gives advantage to an ally.
Please.
I would like to help. Gold is gold. What color is it?
I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm certain the question, like,
Stop
since they've been
Christ. Jesus Christ.
Wow, that is gold.
Yeah.
so
yeah, so you can't find any like notable like missing portions or like marks where it looks like a sword or something was like pierced through. It doesn't look like her hide was pierced in any way. Yeah.
Maybe they fed her something. Like she's kind of just like racking her brain.
Maybe she got psychological damage.
R.I.P. Bugs and Gurn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how long have you guys
I'm
been
pushing over
performing
the
this
edge.
ritual?
Yes.
Like how long in total?
Yeah, years, like lifespans.
Oh, oh geez.
Yes.
Well, we're the
What?
I'm
What year is
the
it?
I think either 6th or 7th generation of Dragon Priestess.
Okay.
So it's been, oh boy.
Average lifespan speed of a kobold, 14 years. No.
It's like 50 to 120 or something like that.
Yeah, it's been probably over 1,000 years, if not more. Actually, come to think of it, yeah, probably almost 2,000 years.
Damn.
Okay.
So back
And
in
this
the
was
day, the
originally
dragons-
a golden dragon.
I mean, look at it.
It's gold,
Well,
ain't it?
Well, it's covered in gold, but
Yeah, it's covered in
underneath-
gold.
Well, I mean, as far as I remember, it's always is.
So it was
When I
always
was
gold.
born, it was always gold. I was just raised and brought up to do the ritual, same as like my mother before me. And
Dragons
Right.
don't usually
Do you
change
think
colors.
maybe she doesn't move because she's just too heavy at this point?
Well,
no, when
yeah,
she
this
wakes
is
up
one
every
thing-
year, she can still move. She's pretty good. Gold is really malleable, actually. I don't know if you know that. It's pretty good at bending, and she has like lots of plates and stuff everywhere that don't really move too much, anyways. So it ends up being pretty okay. Plus, she doesn't really
I
like
think it's, like-
actually take off or do anything. She just kind of wakes up. We put some food in her mouth. She eats a bit. We talk to her. We tell her about history and stuff, and then she goes back to bed. It's a really fun day.
she's
It's great. We look forward to it every year.
So I'm
wait, you
taking
have
the
you
kobold's
have
words.
social studies with a dragon. So
Yeah.
every year.
Well, she doesn't want to wake up and have to save the planet, but then not know who to save because like two different factions are competing, and she doesn't know which one's good and which one's bad. It's a whole thing.
It's all thing. I gotta get my people to talk to your people.
Would it? I'm almost wondering if it would be okay if we could like chip a tiny, tiny spot off of all the layers of gold just to kind of look underneath.
I mean, what's that gonna prove?
Stares at him.
Oh,
Sounds like you just
it's
want a bunch of
just
pieces of gold, does it not?
no. I'll give it back.
It does.
I'm
Greedy
curious
adventures.
because I want to see if she's a different type of dragon other than gold dragon, which it kind of sounds like. No offense, it kind of sounds like you guys aren't 100% sure because she's been here for millennia.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
I want
No,
to
that's fair.
yeah, I want to make sure if she's a different type of dragon, then she might be resistant to other things than gold dragons are resistant to, and then that might make her susceptible to other things.
I mean, okay, if you think it'll help, go for it. I mean,
Fuck, how am
I'll
I
tell
gonna
you
do
for
this?
free. People have tried to take pieces off of her before, and it doesn't really go too well. But I mean, if you can manage, you're more than welcome.
Where would probably be the thinnest spots?
I don't want to help with this one.
Yeah. I don't know how I would even do it. I'm just trying to I'm thinking out loud right now, basically.
No, I mean it's a good idea. I see your thought process there. We never really thought of that. I can't imagine her as being anything other than a gold dragon.
She's nice. She's gold. What more do you want?
Saying she's not nice and she's not coated in gold. I just want to make sure that's not a possibility we can't rule out. Besides, it's called the Black Gold Ceremony, which still is kind of a question mark to me, but I will leave that at that if you don't want to talk about it more.
I mean, that's just what it's always been called. I couldn't tell you.
Or they forgot a word, black to gold ceremony.
Possibly. I don't know. All I know is I probably can't get this gold off myself. She kind of like points at her arms. She's like, I got noodle arms. I am good at magic. I am not good at strong things.
Looks at our entire party. I think there's like maybe one slightly
A slightly beefy
actually
guy.
strong person.
-1.
There's like a
I'm
weird
kinda
silhouette of a
strong.
Goliath barbarian standing there that's for some reason not
Just,
here.
like, blinking.
The camera just flashes into the middle of a forest to a Goliath barbarian that's fallen into a pit trap. It's just, hello,
Guys,
Hello?
guys?
Not a pit trap. He's trapped in
man
a
trap.
plant of some kind.
Yeah, a plant.
Let's
It
try.
follows.
Let's try another roll. Can I maybe try and figure out a spot where I would think the gold would be the thinnest, probably like in between the scales.
Joints.
Yeah, or the
Sure, like
joints
yeah,
or
make
something.
an intelligence check or something. Sure, if you're just trying to find a
Check.
thin spot. We'll roughly
I know a thing or
determine
two
how.
about piercing armor,
It's
so I'm gonna
over
help you.
10. That's all I can ask for. If
Okay.
you're gonna
I'm
help
gonna
me.
help you with. Yeah, I
Okay.
understand piercing armor
Yeah.
and how to like the weak spots. So treat it
Uh,
like
Okay.
that.
You
so-
know what?
so
We're
y-
gonna go with the 12.
Okay. So your best assumption is that like obviously parts that are like against the ground would be difficult to cover in gold, but there's probably no way you're going to lift or move any part of her, so that's kind of out of the question. The other thought process was maybe it's like on the lower end, but then remembering that it's all poured with liquid gold, a lot of it would kind of run down and coalesce on the lower sections. So at the very end of that conclusion, you kind of assume that either at the very top of it, like on like the top of the spine, or at like the very tip of a horn or something, would probably be the thinnest, because that's where a lot of the gold would tend to immediately run down.
Alright, I guess we're going up.
There's no way you're climbing on a dragon god.
If it's
Do we allow that?
listen, this is
I
the
mean,
most
nobody's ever
interesting thing that's
climbed
happened to me in
Kalia before.
years. Yeah. This is the most
remember
interesting thing that's happened
the,
in my life in years. I'm willing to climb on top of a dragon.
I mean, usually only the dragon priestesses are allowed to lay hands on the beast, but I mean, this is kind of, oh boy, oh,
Zick backs up.
what would mother do? um,
She kind of like holds her hands up. She's like, I mean, no harm to her. I'm simply trying to help. Like,
I know, I'm not worried necessarily you're gonna hurt her. It's like It's like
It's
it's
like a
like
holy
wearing your
thing.
shoes in a campsite. You know, it's just something you don't do.
She kind of looks
This
at her
guy's-
feet. It's like I can take my shoes off. I don't know.
This guy's
Oh, actually, yeah, that would make
Or-
it much better.
just like
I-
nodding my head like this guy's making a lot of sense right now.
No, that's much more respectful. I agree.
Two
If you take your
kobolds in
shoes
the
off,
room.
that'll
Shoes
be...
Okay. I'll take my fucking boots off, I guess. It's like very neatly put them on the ground. I'm not
before you go
really
up, she kind of
sure.
like talks to some of the other kobolds in the rooms. Like, I would like to point out that although this is happening, it is not to happen again.
She comes back the next day. There's like kobolds taking rides down her
Bunch
tail.
of kids,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
climbing all over it. God damn it!
All right, I'll approach. I guess the easy. What would you? She kind of looks at Bram. Was like, do you think it'd be easier to go up the tail or the face? I don't know.
The
I
nose
don't.
is a pretty good foothold.
The nose. Okay. Start making my way over. So she kind of like.
Why not just go in her nose? See what color it is on the inside.
Pull out his
I'd
nose,
rather
that'll-
not
that'll
be
wake it up.
inside a dragon if I can help it.
The bard.
You could tell me like that's a dumb idea, but it's not.
It's not a dumb idea. We need to see the scale color also, not just.
Yeah,
Where
say,
did it be that-
inside is usually more flesh and stuff.
It has to be a red dragon because it's red on the inside.
There you go. There's your answer. Yeah. I can't see anything. It must be black.
Yeah. She kind of like hesitates for a second. She goes, "I'm not. Dragons are creatures of lore to me, so this is kind of a new experience. But I'm sorry for this in advance." Just like talking to Kalaya, she starts making the attempt to kind of use the nose as a foothold to climb up.
There's no way you're fangirling right now.
What? This is cool to me.
Also,
Am I gonna have to roll for this, or am I? Please don't
Alia.
make me roll for this.
There's your
Oh.
pronunciation phonetically.
Talia. Okay.
Or Cal. That's supposed to be Cal. I think
Cal.
that's how you'd write Cal. I don't know.
Cal,
I don't
yeah.
know how else.
Yeah.
Cal,
Okay.
All you.
Start my climb. I'll start my climb, I guess.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Check, not
Less
saving
than
throw.
10. Less than 10.
It's athletics, so there is
Lol.
no athletics saving throws.
Oh, I got an 11.
That's a strength check. I said athletics.
That's a fuck. I know.
I don't. If you're not proficient, it would be the same roll either way. But if you don't click on the right, I'm gonna make a rule right at the beginning that if you don't click on the right thing, it doesn't count. So
Okay.
that way,
Do you want me
even
to
if
roll
it's like a
again or
net,
roll?
roll again. So every time we click on the
Make
wrong
a
thing, it'll
roll.
always. Well, because I have to stick to the same thing, or else there's no
No, that's
sense
fair. I
of.
just find that funny. You just
Yeah.
say it, and she's like, "What do I have to roll again?" Like,
I wanted to double check and see if he was like, oh, like after this moment, you know what I mean?
No, starting at the beginning. So now.
Okay. So,
Athletics.
am I able to use acrobatics for this, or does it have to be athletics?
It is considering it as like lifting your body weight up. I don't
yeah,
say
I
there's
guess.
not really much way to use acrobatics in this situation.
All right. I'm trying to get
Falling to
myself.
save yourself.
Yeah,
Hey, it's
falling to save
slightly
yourself
better.
or traveling across it once you're up to the top. That would be a
Yeah.
different thing. 12 is enough.
It's
It's
like-
not overly difficult. There's lots of ridges and things like that you can kind of grab onto that allow you to get a fairly decent
Be
grip.
like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start kind of like walking along her spine,
It's
basically.
worth noting that the
And-
big claw marks aren't actually there. That's just part of the.
Yeah, I figured.
Um,
Start kind of making my way, making my way downtown.
Mhm.
Along the dragon spine.
Okay.
I can't really go too much higher than this, so just for sake, just say I'm like on her spine.
Okay. Yeah.
And just I'm kind of looking around for any spots that seem particularly like thin or anything. I'm like kind of tapping along the gold with my, I guess my foot. Just like
It all
seeing if
kind of
any-
makes the same sound. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make like a hollow knock when you get to a certain point or anything.
Yeah, I'm seeing if there's like any thin spots or like cracks or anything like that I can kind of look at.
Like, it looked like there's like a few cracks, kind of where like some like joints and stuff like that would form, but they don't look like they've broken into anything like major.
Mm.
So I mean, up to you on how you want to tackle breaking a piece of this off,
I have crowbar.
and not even breaking a piece off, but getting through to like wherever. So like you
I
also
do.
notice like where the cracks are forming in like the joints and things like that is also where a lot of gold has pooled. So even though you see the crack, it runs fairly deep. So
Mm,
you know there's a lot more kind of in like the low areas and joints and things.
I guess I'll just start going at it with a crowbar and like kind of trying to pry underneath the spots that look like they're cracked a little bit.
Okay. Athletics check, I guess. You can make it with advantage because you're using a crowbar. That's literally what a crowbar does.
Yeah. Oh, that one's so much better.
11, 12, 13.
I taught her that. I taught her
11, 12,
that.
13. Yeah.
19.
I'm having a
19.
proud dad moment right now.
So
Yeah.
you pry and you pry, and it doesn't really like break a piece off, but you get to a point where you feel like the layer that you're prying at like start to like shift more, like it starts to kind of give when you press on it. Um,
Mm.
so it doesn't actually like pull a whole chunk off or anything, but as if you're like kind of like looking into the crack where the crowbar is, when you like push
can
down
see
on
it.
it, you can see it like lift off of its original surface for a moment, but it's
Mm.
fairly dark down there, so you can't discern color and stuff
Mm.
because dark vision shows you grayscale. So
Yeah.
there's lots of like shadows and stuff flickering because there's a large flame in the center of the room, but it doesn't provide enough light into like a small crevice like that for you to make out anything specific.
Someone throw me a light or make a light. I can't do those. Nothing?
No.
Okay. Alright.
You're on your
Cool.
own.
I mean,
You have 2 hands.
I have
Use
2
'em.
hands, but I don't got nothing to make a light source with.
do you want like a stick that's on fire?
Sure.
Okay.
Plumb out.
Mary like goes over to the large brazier and kind of like grabs one of the nearby like they have like a little pile of wood that they would kind of like continually throw on it, and she just like grabs one of the branches and kind of like takes one of the smaller sticks that's kind of like growing off of it and snaps it off, and then like holds it into the fire for a little bit until the end ignites, and then kind of comes over to the edge and is like, all right, you're gonna have to catch.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not climbing up there.
Eh,
All right, ready?
I guess.
Okay. And she like hucks this flaming stick in kind of like an upward lob kind of in your direction. You can make me an acrobatics check if you'd like to try and grab it.
Eh. Oh, not 20. Let's go.
Nice. It's like about to go over you a bit, and you give like a good jump and like catch it as it's going above you. And not only do you do that, but you grab it on the not flaming end, so you don't take any
Yeah,
fire
thank you.
damage.
I have 6 health. That would kill me.
It wouldn't kill you.
Yeah.
It might.
All right.
No, it
I'm
would be like a
gonna.
1 fire damage thing. So
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like not sit on the crowbar, but like kind of lean my weight against it,
yeah,
and
so
then
you
use
have your
my other
hands
hand
free.
to kind of shine light in there.
Okay. So yeah, so you kind of glance down, and at first it just looks really like dark and shadowed. It's difficult to see. And as you kind of get the light source in there a little bit more, you start to notice that the reason it's so dark and shadowed is because, indeed, below all of the melted gold, you see a kind of dull layer of blackened scales.
Yep.
I knew
Called
it.
it.
Yeah.
Called it.
She kind of like she smiles a little bit because she was like her hunch was right, and she removes the crowbar and stuff and starts kind of making her way back down.
Make him away.
Make her way. Yeah. She looks at Bram and says, "We were right. She's not gold under there." I guess I'll try and slide down. Or no, I'm gonna climb down. JK, I lied. I
So
once again looked at my
respectful.
health float. Yeah, I looked at my health float. I said, "Never mind."
So
Uh,
respectful
because-
to their deity. Just
Yeah, also
slide down
that,
on your
also
butt. Wee.
I'll slide down, but I won't put my hands in the air. No. I
I'm
kind of
not
like
enjoying this.
yeah. She kind of like throws the stick on the ground, and she would stomp it out, but again, she's not wearing shoes. She's like, yeah, no,
Excuse
that's
me.
a black dragon. That is not a gold one.
Yeah.
Which means
Mary is just kind of like looking at Kalia and like almost like surprised. She's like, wow, I never thought. She's so nice though.
so, yeah.
Um,
Well,
do we know the nature of what a black dragon is?
Not a
Like a
clue.
lime, like
Like
alignment wise?
as far as you know, as all dragons kind of fall into the same category. Like they were all kind of exiled by humanity for like the everything that happened, and
Uh-huh.
they like although some of them demanded different things, they were all still kind of like not necessarily on people's side. They still wanted to rule for themselves. So, although some of them were worse than others, in the stories that you've heard, at least, there's no like specific variation between the colors that you know of, at least.
Okay.
well, trying to like rack my brain because like me myself. I know that I'm pretty sure black dragons are like poison. I think they're poison, aren't they? But I don't think Sai would know because again, it's been like millennia.
So they are not poison. So you don't actually.
They're not.
No.
All right, never mind then. I was wrong.
I
I
don't
know
know
those are
if dragons have
greens.
resistance to something, but
I imagine they would, right?
yeah, so that means that like if it was poison or some shit, it'd be like potent.
Yeah. It would, yeah, especially for a body that large, it would have to be either a lot of something or very, very, very strong. Well, all right. Well, we have some information, I suppose. Guess we should probably start asking around outside and inside the compound.
I'm just impressed that you guys were able to like find this out already. This is already looking really promising.
Religious icons mean nothing to me, so this is light work.
I just can't believe there's a dragon here. Oh, for
Okay,
real.
I mean, she's right here, right? Like it's not like she's like a made up deity or something. Like she's you were
I
just
can
climbing
see.
on her. She's the most real god you'll
It's
find, I think.
it's a figure of speech.
More real
Okay,
than that
you know what?
Tempest
No.
bullshit.
Hey,
Who's
Tempest
Tempest?
is with everyone in combat.
I
Yeah.
He
can't say I've
fights
ever
with
heard of her.
everyone.
I'm just suppressed the thing. I
Hey,
tried.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I guess we should probably just start looking around.
Okay, where do you guys want to start?
I think we wanted to do the outside, but
Yeah, like outside where the fire started.
mhm.
Go ahead and move your guys to your heart's content. You have free roam.
Does this go all the way back around?
Zick.
Or...
What?
Gotta go a long way. What?
Okay, okay, lead.
I think he meant like down there.
But we're heading outside.
Say down where you are doesn't go anywhere. It's just a big loop. When it gets out of the main chamber, it just kind of like loops around, and there's one large central tunnel, and the splits that you guys saw.
I definitely kind of want to take a look in those side tunnels also.
It'll be there when we come back.
Who's?
Probably.
Where's fire?
It's gonna be gone now.
Is this like a hut or just elevated?
Those are
Just
that's
elevated.
scaffolding that's like built up,
Oh, yeah.
elevated from the rest of the cave.
Sweet.
There's a ladder on the northern side of it there. See, there's ways up to each of the pieces of scaffolding. If need be.
Okay, yeah.
I also built this map from scratch, so
Damn.
Nice.
It's good.
Yeah. I like that.
Did you do it on Incard or something?
yep. Yeah, they have like battle map creation stuff now.
Oh, that's cool. Looks good.
Quite enjoyable.
So like, Is
Want
there
to
a
know the
fire
big
map?
mind fuck about the map that you've seen so far?
We've
The
used it
the
before.
the tail of the dragon is a very blown up piece of corn.
Okay, and now I'm going back.
The head is
Oh my god.
the head is a wall trophy that ends right past the back of the horns, and the tail is the end of a very large piece of corn. There is no
Awesome.
massive dragons, so I just had to take icons and blow them up to make it look like it.
I can't
see it.
unsee that
Yeah,
now.
no, you can't unsee it. The color difference is too much. It's too yellow as opposed to gold.
I thought it was just like the light reflecting off
Yeah,
of it,
exactly.
making it
That's
glow.
why it kind of works. But once I tell you about it, it ruins it. But yeah, the
That is
tail is just a big
is-
piece of corn.
It's amazing.
That is phenomenal. I love that.
Cole, when you
Wait.
found it, like, I wonder if this works.
Wait, it's
It
just
does.
corn? Always has been.
That is
It's corn.
phenomenal.
It's
I love
got the juice.
Ooh,
Such a good video.
Kobold by door. What way was fire?
That way like points kind of southeast, I guess.
Right, we head southeast.
we write it down.
Oh, I guess Zick would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zick, lead us to the fire.
Leading to the fire.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too far away from the front of the thing. So make me, I guess, whoever's like you eventually get to the kind of the area where you see it looks like a row almost of trees kind of like leading up to the cliffside and then like stretching out and like a big line have been chopped down. You see some that are on like the close side of this tree line that look to kind of have some fire damage to them, and then past that tree line you just see like blackened like bits of ash and tree.
Like scorched earth.
Yeah. You can see the large area where the fire wasn't able to be put out, and they just had to let it burn out. So a lot of it is just blackened, but you can see the kind of the ring of chopped trees around it that kind of prevented it from spreading any farther. You guys get like probably about a half hour out into the nearby trees before you get to it, so it was fairly close to the den, within like fairly prominent risk of um, burning towards the entrance fairly quickly. So.
Weird.
Zick, do you have druids in these woods?
Like, are you talking kobold druids or other people druids?
Druids who wouldn't like kobolds.
The druids lit the woods on fire.
Yeah, no, there are druids.
There's no way there's like gang wars of druids.
I have to use the restroom again. I'll be right back.
I have no idea. Let me commune with God.
I mean, like, it depends on how much you're a level 1, so I don't think you've gone out and done too much adventuring. So I don't think
No,
you would have
no.
ran into many of them. So no idea.
To my knowledge, no.
Okay.
Hell, I don't know what druid is.
I mean, you probably know what a druid is. You're not dumb.
They speak through the
Yeah.
trees.
You're among
Hell,
the
I know
more
what a druid is.
intelligent of your clan.
Wow.
My intelligence
still have
is
to cast
+3,
some
so
wizardry.
Yeah.
It's
Like the only
peaked in
people
high school.
like basically like the casting system for your guys' clan and for most kobold clans is like their grunts are like the lowest level, and there's usually the most of them. They're like their foot soldiers, that kind of thing. Then there's the sorcerers who rank above them. They're usually more intelligent and are the ones that are capable of using magic. And then
Hey, that's me.
above them, there are usually much fewer of them, but those who are blessed with more, quite a bit more intellect as far as the creative aspect of it goes, are the kobold inventors, who are the ones who utilize inventions that they make to increase their abilities and help out their clan and that kind of thing. So those are usually the ones that kind of like lead the immediate cast, just because they can kind of develop new technologies for the kobolds and things like that. But they're not necessarily fighters, although they can be.
I took a rock and I took a stick and I made a spear.
I am the top class now.
You're sticking a
I am the
beehive
1%.
on a stick.
Yeah, they
Very
have
effective.
they have a very bags of centipedes. I'm sure someone remembers.
Yeah.
They have
They're
some
super
effective.
effective.
Yeah. They found the most poisonous jungle creatures and contained them in baskets to throw at their opponents.
Yeah, 6 of us died trying to get these.
But it was worth it.
I mean, that's the point of having fodder. That's what the grunts are for.
I was gonna say lambs of the cosmic slaughter.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? You're standing out on this this border where all the burnt trees are. What would you like to do?
Try to
Well-
identify the source, as in like, kind of see
Which
where it
is
started
magical
from.
or non?
Okay, those are two different things. So I mean, whoever wants
Find
to do.
where the fire started.
Okay, make me a perception.
And then figure out what kind of fire.
16 is enough. So a successful perception check can identify a single point of scorched earth in the center of the affected area. It seems quite a bit more burnt than the rest. You see there's like it almost like pressure that had kind of surrounded it. Like it was like a burst. Um
Mm,
A bomb?
By
but
the way,
yeah,
I
so
can look at it.
Brandgarn?
That's the one.
Yep.
If you want to make me an Arcana check, or sorry, a Nature check, I suppose it would be. Nature or Arcana, your choice, to determine if it's a natural source of flame or if it's magically induced. However you want to do that. Nature to see if it's natural. Arcana to see if it's
Can you help
magical.
me with the Arcana check?
yes.
Yes, I will help.
Okay.
Someone help this man.
Yeah, someone else.
I'm not a
Well-
wizard. I didn't go to college.
I probably should have done it for you, to be honest, but okay.
Well, I
Or
can tell
me
by
with
the
plus
way
5.
it is that it started here, but I don't know
Yeah.
what it started from.
Maybe we let the spellcasters take a look at it.
Looks man-made.
Can I give it a once over just to make sure?
Well, you were the one aiding him, right?
I always want to get him, you're right, yeah.
So that would have been with your help. That was that result. If somebody else who hasn't rolled or aided would like to try and figure it out, you're more than welcome to.
Alright.
What kind of
I
wizard school
cracked
did you
my
go
kobold
to?
fingers.
I'm not the one that was looking.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, it's history! I clicked the wrong
History.
one! No!
Sit down.
They're
I
both
remember,
plus 5, so I just saw plus 5 and it was like,
Oh,
dude. You're just like, I'm pretty sure the fire started right here.
No, you know what? It checks out. Kobolds.
And 8. You're not 100%
that
sure.
hurts. I just saw plus 5 and I knew that was my Arcana, so I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it's history. Rip.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you guys sure about that?
You can
though?
See,
Hey,
and
you can
since
tell me the
I've
birth of
since
fire.
I've laid down the rule, we can all immediately understand that it doesn't count because it wasn't the right one. So we don't have to be like, well, it's the same
Yep.
modifier. So like, do you want me to re-roll? And now I can just do it every time. So,
I don't
yeah,
know.
You're not able to
second-guessing
determine.
all of their poor decisions. Like, are you guys really sure if you'll allow me to roll this, Colin?
I guess someone checked to see if it was done naturally or not.
the last spellcaster.
I get on my knees, while I'm squatting, and I'm really looking at it.
He says that, I just imagine both of us immediately look at Giovanni. It's like the only one.
I'm usually used to producing bodies, but like not
Yeah.
finding them.
I'll help him.
You'll help him.
You'll help him.
God damn it, guys.
Well, you have aid.
Oh,
my
it's the
God.
worst.
This is
Hey, you
definitely
guys
It's
have-
also nature.
You guys have
That's
no
also
idea.
nature.
Yeah, I wanted to do
Yeah,
nature.
nature.
It's
You
a
want to
fire.
do nature? Oh, okay.
It's either nature or
Giovanni-
arcana, depending on how you want to look at it. But it's the same roll, kind of. So
This is definitely a man-made fire, or
Definitely a magic fire.
this is definitely not. No,
There was definitely
Yes.
fire here.
My
there was
8
definitely
beating your
fire.
7 says it was magic.
could have been a bomb, could have been a cigarette. Who knows?
But I know what happened right here.
Well, the other thing we can do is we can look for remnants of a, what was it? Snatch, was it?
Snatches.
Snatched it, not
Snatch
like
got
fire.
Snatch got snatch?
Oh,
well, I mean, he's been missing, and this is kind of
Zick,
the last
what
area.
was Snatch's status?
Who's a hunter?
Grunt hunter.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, so grunt.
Do we see a charred corpse of a kobold?
No, not in the immediate. As far as you remember, nobody died in the forest fire attempt or anything. So
Except for Moginger, R.I.P.
well,
Alright.
they didn't die because of the fire.
Correct, but they died wild.
They died to
R.I.P.
circumstance.
Mugs and Gurn.
Zig, are there any like plants or any like things that grow around here that could be like poisonous to you guys? That like are grow in excess, I guess. That a grunt might be stupid enough to eat.
Not that you know of, Zick.
Not that I know of.
Mm.
I cast spells. I don't gather bushes and berries.
He's not a berry picker.
No.
He just grabs a whole bush like, dude, this is not the job for you.
Not a hippie.
I'm not a pleb.
He's one
Well-
of the more advanced.
I guess I guess for now we head back because I want to look at the Mugs and Gurn's bodies. R.I.P. I want to
R.I.P.
see how
The ones that have been
they would-
wasting away.
Well, I don't know how fast kobold. I don't know. I'm just saying like it's different if they were like injected with like a poisonous blade basically, or if they like ate something that was poisonous.
I'm gonna go with the latter here.
Yeah. It's important to know because that means
Yeah.
it was like it wasn't like a sneaky thing. It was someone who knows how to use a weapon.
Okay, you're more than welcome to.
No, I'm not.
What? What?
There's a dick joke in there.
Oh, okay. Guess what? That.
So where are you guys headed? You still move your tokens?
Back
You guys
I
make,
don't-
make your way back
back
towards the
and
main entrance.
Making our way back downtown.
There's a bunch of kobolds eating.
Yeah, we can go.
What
Ask them.
looks like they have a cart full of potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I imagine the trash heap's probably close to the kitchen.
So-
No.
The
I would hope not.
Zick knows that it's not.
I would hope
never
not.
mind.
You don't shit where
We're
you
not
eat.
savages.
I suppose
Yeah.
that.
Like,
We're not savages.
But yeah,
Sorry.
so the
We're speaking
tribal.
thinking
You live in a
species.
the,
Hey,
aro-
it's a nice cave.
the aroma of cooked meat and fresh bread fill your nose as you enter this large hollowed out portion of the cave. You can see a plethora of kobolds assaulting a large wooden table, piled high with various different platters of meats, bread, fruits, and vegetables. Bits of food spray around the room as dozens of stuffed mouths yell and laugh in merriment. You can see one in the back of the room filling an armful of tankards with ale, while another strums away at a lute with a few others attempting to sing along. A fire roars against the back wall with one of the kobolds running hysterically between it and a smaller chamber, looking to be a pantry or kitchen. The cave wall on your left also gives way to a room beyond, where you see a few more kobolds operating a makeshift forge and seem to be busy focused on their work.
All right. Well, why did we walk in here again?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just following you guys.
Is the
Huh.
Which one's playing a tune?
One of the ones that's like sitting at the table in the back corner. Kind
Hmm.
I don't have any
Oh, yeah.
music added to this campaign yet. I got to do that for next session.
which cave is the
Stone potty.
dumping pit?
If you follow the kind of like the dark windy tunnel, the clinking. It's a hollowed
You
out
get lost
cave
in your own
way.
cave.
All right. I was like, where am I going? Which one?
Over yonder.
Oh, wait on.
I
Oh,
think they missed you.
Well, that's
Oh,
the
you
problem.
oh, you kobolds look the same.
Oh my
First
god.
left. You racist
First left.
bastard.
I'm not racist. I'm ignorant.
I just like look over. I see like Zick where he's supposed to be. I look over. I see the freaking Psy, Percy, and fucking
Bram,
Brangarn
like,
just like
somewhere
standing in
Clelios.
the middle of the cave, just
So
walking
like
in the wrong
initially I
direction.
was right here, and I went here, couldn't see him, so I went past.
I
It's
know
dark
you
over
got to a
here.
point somewhere here where you would have been able to see him, but you skipped. Yeah, there is no ambient sources of light or anything in this cave, so
Hmm.
no torches or anything.
We should be.
I
able
would
to
not
see
if we're going into
here.
the cesspit.
You can see.
Yeah.
Come on, we got dark vision. You're fine.
Do you have extra
Yeah.
cloth, Kieran?
I should in my Uyghur's tools.
Okay, can I have two small things?
Sure.
I shove them up my nose.
Yeah.
I really hope I can't taste it down here.
Okay.
Oh,
You
it's so
guys,
dark.
yeah, you guys start pushing your way farther into the darkened tunnel, and the sound of the clinking gets louder and louder.
Oh, we have light.
Yeah, before eventually
Oh.
you see a small flickering light source kind of coming from up around the corner.
I'm
As you turn the
lost. I need
corner,
help. I don't know where I
you went
am.
into the wall. Why'd you go into the wall?
I
Stop.
did. I don't. I literally
Yes.
cannot see. Okay. Okay. I see
Why?
it.
Hold on.
I
Why
see
can't?
it.
Hold on. Stop. I'm moving you back here for a second. Stay where you are. I said stop.
I'm staying. I'm not moving anything else.
Control
It is
L.
just
You
dark
should
on
be
my
able to
screen.
see. You should be able to see. Like you should still have vision. It'll just be really dim because it's dark vision, right?
No, yeah, it's just it
Okay.
is black on my screen.
Yeah,
I see like
I'm
a
looking.
tiny corner right here.
I'm looking through your token, and I don't know. Maybe you just have your gamma really low or something on your screen. Hold on.
What's
Maybe I can try and make
normal?
yours a little bit better if you're having a hard time seeing.
Yeah.
Because like Kieran, if you're playing
Is that-
zoomed
Oh,
out,
that's better. Yeah.
like there's
No, I'm zoomed in.
oh I
Whatever you just did helped. That's better.
Okay. There.
I don't see any. Oh wait, why did it pull me off to the corner of the map? Do I have to just zoom out on full 20?
You shouldn't be able to see a lot. Like it is a very dim. There's like a black tint that basically goes over your vision, so it makes it very difficult to see. But you should still be able to make out walls and stuff like that, which is basically the point. You might have to
No,
zoom
it
in
was just
pretty
my
far, but
just it was just my slide bar. That was cucking me.
yeah. So, anyways, you eventually make your way around the corner, and you see the source of this kind of like flickering light is a single kobold that is sitting away at the very back end of this tunnel. He has a pickaxe in one hand, or in both hands, I suppose, and is currently swinging away at the back wall, chipping off bits of rock. You can see he has a small little mechanical, well, not mechanical, but small little metal helmet that he's wearing that has two little kind of platforms on either side that house these kind of like house two candles basically. I'm trying to find. I have a handout
Which is
for
historically
artwork.
accurate, actually.
Yeah, it is.
They used to actually go in there with literally a candle on a little platform on their helmets.
And a canary, right?
I thought Canary was later in that because that's what
It
detected.
was later, yeah.
That's when the Canary died. They knew they had to leave.
Yeah.
They actually wouldn't die. They would be brought out and they'd be resuscitated, actually.
Yeah, they had little like cages for them that had little like oxygen tanks like attached to them, so they would
Yeah.
fix them up.
Hmm.
It's I honestly think it's adorable. I was just like,
Then you'd see
I'm so glad
horses
we
too. They'd have like
saved
gas
the-
masks they would have for them. Same
the
Anyway.
thing
horse
with the
gas
oxygen.
mask.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
see
That's
this
some World War One shit.
you see this very old grizzled kobold with this candle helmet. Zick, you know this as your clan's sole miner, that he's responsible for the entirety of the expansion of your cave system. This entire
And
little
it's like 100 years old.
he's well, there's only ever been like a few at a time. The original large tunnel, was like you can tell when you're walking through the walls. If you like look around the ceiling and stuff like that, you can see like the large claw marks and stuff. So the original large central tunnel was made by Kalia when she went to go burrow in the first place. All of the rest of the expanding tunnels have been made by kobolds in the future. Winston's contribution to this is this entire snaking kind of black tunnel, and he is quite proud of it. and working on expanding it further. He's also responsible for the waste disposable room, which is just behind you guys, which you start to smell as you start to get a little bit
Ugh.
closer.
Yo, is there that many gems in the ceiling? Like,
What? No,
there's little like in the picture. There's like little glinting. Like there'd be.
No, that's
no. It's
just for the artwork.
yeah, just the artwork. He's just digging away through the rock.
Diggy diggy hole.
Diggy diggy hole.
But yeah, he kind of like notices you guys coming a little bit, but doesn't really stop his swinging. He's fairly dedicated in his duties. But Zik, you know him as a fairly uh, crotchety old kobold. Though some people like some of the young kids like to like when you were young, you guys would like you and uh Uka, yeah,
Okay.
you and Uka would like harass him while he was digging, and because it was always funny how much it bothered him and stuff. But he never really like causes anybody any harm. He's just kind of cranky.
I just say Winston, give him a nod. I say don't interrupt him. He's doing his thing.
Like,
I understand as a dwarf. This is the most sense you've spoken.
You're like, let me help.
he just
Well,
kind of gives like
No.
a bit of a side eye to like the non kobolds who enter behind you, and just kind of says, "Who's your friends?"
I wouldn't say friends. They're helping with the with an issue. I don't know if he
They
did.
on Muggs and Gurn's death.
Yeah. R.I.P. Mugs and Goon.
R.I.P. Muggs and Gurn.
R.I.P.
Chink,
Pull one out for the
chink.
lads.
Just starts picking away at the wall again.
I kind of like bend down to Zek and be like, was he called out during the wildfires?
I doubt it.
No, this man is just
He's
rock and
committed.
stone.
He might have heard
Rock and
something.
stone, 100%. He's good. He passes the vibe check.
Yeah.
No concern.
No, I'm just saying, like, if he was here, he might have seen someone or heard something. But
If he was
I-
here, he was right here mining.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
I mean, you can ask him if
uh,
you want, but just be careful.
no, I know. I'm just it's a thought.
A mispick swing hurts.
Yes, I'm aware. I feel like you'd probably kill me if I got in the way.
Brangarn, also
Spike.
behind you, you can sense the horrible, despite your cloth nose plugs,
Nose plugs.
the horrible smell of death and decay meets your senses as you start to get closer to the entrance of the small side chamber built into this tunnel.
I can taste it. I do not want to. I have no interest of going any further in.
Sigh.
I
Whose
can make
idea
a
was this?
gentle. I can make a gentle breeze that will blow the smell away.
So, Kieran, what I'm picturing is that you blow it in, right?
It comes
And
right
then it comes right back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Unless you can like swirl it away from your nose if you can make it that small.
It's gust, so it says a harmless sensory effect using air such as leaves rustle, wind to slam shutter shut, or your clothing to ripple in the breeze.
Wait, you can make
But
your cloak flitter or
I
Yeah.
flutter?
can.
Yeah, it's like the thaumaturgy and prestidigitation kind of
Okay.
I had the thought when I picked that because Sai is just like naturally super cold, that she would just be a walking air conditioner if we needed it. Like,
All right, everyone, hold my hand.
yeah. But I suppose I can try and make like a little. I don't even know how it would work, to be honest. But
I look over the Zik. Does this bother? Does the smell bother you?
No.
All right, sigh.
Smell
yes.
one dead body, you smell them all.
Yeah, usually I don't let him get this fresh.
How many? How many bodies are in here currently? Is it just the two of them?
There is a lot of bones.
Oh boy.
Currently don't know. Yeah, you can only see as much as you can see from the entrance at the moment, so I can't give you too many details.
Mm. Well, can you see their bodies from there or no?
It's like if you poke your head in, you could see him sitting on top of
Yeah.
the pile somewhere.
Jake, you think you can kind of drag them towards the front a little bit?
And please don't tell me the skin comes off. Start dragging.
I mean, they're coming up on
3
is it
months.
3 months old. Like,
Skin.
probably all
is-
bloated.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's super bloated and like.
I don't want to
Alright.
Google what it looks like, so
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
just come back
either.
and be like, "There's no dragging." If you want to get lucky, you got to go in
Yeah,
there.
you start to like grab the wrist and you just feel it start to like pinch and like separate almost, and you're like pinching like squeezing a wet loaf of bread. It just kind of.
Trust me, I've done it in real life. I know exactly what it feels like.
Ugh.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Alright. Hmm. Any chance you can see like any obvious like slash wounds on them or anything like that? Or is it
I
all
go.
just
Oh,
like mush?
I would like to investigate the bodies if I can. See if I can see a obvious cause of death.
Okay. Make me a perception check with disadvantage 'cause it's dark.
19.
you're really feeling around.
19.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm all up in there.
With advantage,
The
nat
trash.
21. Damn. But 19
Yeah,
still with disadvantage. Very good.
I'll take it.
So yeah, looking over the body, you can see that there doesn't look to be any like puncture wounds. You don't see any like knives or blade marks. There's no stabs or slashes or anything. No blunt force trauma. Can't really tell any physical damage of any kind. There's like
Is there any?
probably like the default signs of being poisoned. Like you see like the darker veins kind of, and
Okay.
like the kind of like the darkened purple areas like around like their mouth kind of. But
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. Okay.
Probably ingested something then?
Or magical of some
Or
sort.
magic, yeah. One of the two, it can't be. If
I
it's
was
not like
going
a
to
poison
say.
weapon or something, then
Yeah, there appears to be no external wounds.
yeah, it's
Is
also
either like a
in case you didn't get because I never actually gave you the full description as you walked in. But bones litter the floor, and you see large piles of waste piled against the back walls of the cave. A mixture of corpses and excrement. The smell here is truly repulsive.
fair enough, fair enough. Like it smells like shit. I didn't see any stab wounds or anything like that, so they were either ate something or a magical spell of some kind was
kind
cast
of
on them.
eliminates the grunts then, because I'm assuming none of the grunts can cast magic, yeah.
Conspiracy at the highest circle.
Yeah, so it has to be a spellcaster or someone who's in control of food or something like that. The question is why they want to do it, or why they would even kill them.
Not me knowing chill touch. I have no idea.
This is like
You're one of the
well, once
spellcasters,
over.
though.
Yeah.
As far as you know, none of the grunts have the ability to cast magic at all, nor have anybody even gotten remotely close. It's just not something they're born with.
One of the
Well,
upper echelon.
Yeah, and you know that
maybe we
Snatches was a grunt, so he was incapable of magic casting as well.
maybe we can talk to some of the guards and like the sorcerers out front. Like your friend's one of them, isn't he?
Is he a sorcerer? Or is he just a grunt?
He's a sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
one of them, yes, but he would never do such a thing like this.
Not implying he did. Just saying that he might know some of the spells that you all learn, and if anyone has any sort of spell
I know the
casting.
spells.
I know.
I could tell you.
Well, there's differences in schools of magic and everything, so I'm seeing
You think
if
Uka
anyone has
is
a.
better than me?
No, I'm saying if anyone has a. What's the word?
Is he better than you?
inkling or an
No.
urge to use more destructive magic than others.
Gonna have a magic off?
I don't know.
Wizard duel.
Wizard duel, yeah, actually.
Podcast manual
duel.
breathing.
What were wizard dueling? Fucking, there's a loot duel going.
Everybody's dueling. Alright, where to next?
So
I recommend we ask the top priest if she knows of any kobolds who have been disgruntled lately.
I thought we asked her that already. She said
Yeah.
no.
You did.
Did we?
Yeah. You asked if
Yes,
there was
that
any
was the first-
troublemakers or anything, and she said no.
Ah,
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Close enough.
Ones that cause issues, or yeah,
maybe
that was
we
the first
should,
question because that's suspect number one.
Yeah. The only discrepancy she
talk to
told
the
you about
cooks.
was
yeah,
Snacks is missing.
I kind of want to go into the kitchen / dining hall and observe people that might be acting a little weird, and also inspecting the kitchen and seeing if there's any ingredients that shouldn't be there.
Um,
Oh, what was the other kobold we were talking to? Like the one that was leading the group in the beginning?
Meepo.
Big.
Meepo.
Meepo.
Meepo said he wanted to introduce me to a chef, so
Oh, I thought it was Meat Po.
No. Meepo.
I'm just reading notes.
So yeah, who wants to do what first? I guess.
They can do their thing first. I'm writing.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
Can we investigate the food? See if we can find anything else that might be poisoned, or see if we can find like a
Sure.
vial that's been
Um,
discarded in the corner.
So you make your way to the kitchen. This small cave extension is lined with shelves, cupboards, crates, and barrels, all overflowing with various different foods. A short table sits at the center of the room, at which a kobold that you know of as Gelgi hastily prepares various different dishes, with another kobold, which you know as Snux, frantically running back and forth between here and the cooking pot in the previous room. You know that Gelgi and Snux are Snux is basically Gelgi's apprentice, and Gelgi does like most of the cooking for the clan. Since there's so many kobolds and the table doesn't fit that many, they basically just keep the table filled for the duration of the day, and kobolds just come in to eat whenever, and then she sleeps at night, and then next morning she continues to wake up and make food. So they're basically just stuck in this constant loop of making food. Zik, you know that Gelgi and Snux are too busy cooking all day to do pretty much anything else, and both of them were among some of the few kobolds who were exempted from helping with the fire, as their job in the kitchen was deemed more important.
Is Snuck Sneak's past tense brother?
No. No. Snux does his best to learn from Gelgi, but most of the time his time is spent running food back and forth from the kitchen to the mess hall, so he doesn't really get a lot of time to learn. But he's supposed to be the apprentice, so that if something happens to Gelgi, he can take over. But yeah, she basically frantically preps food all day. You can see from walking through the table in the center. It consists of apples, pears, loaves of fresh bread, cooked chicken and pork, boiled corn, salad with diced tomatoes and carrots, platters of grapes, cheese, hardtack, a large pot of bean stew, a plate of baked potatoes, stacks of cooked fish, and of course, ale. So amongst making all of the different dishes for the day, she is very busy. Looking through the
Is it
food,
square hardtack or round?
square, like crackers.
Yeah, I know, but they can also come in barrels. That's
Yeah, but
too. So
these ones are square.
I-
But yeah, if you guys want to look for poison or something, how exactly do you want to do that?
Just kind of looking at any ingredients that might, like, they shouldn't be there, basically, or
It's
There's
color.
Are
you
mixed in.
you don't see any like vials of empty poison that have just been left out
no,
sitting
no,
around.
no.
Or,
I'm
like
saying like
Damn.
a slice
saying
of
if there's
cheese with a
something
needle in it.
I'm more so
what makes it look like it wouldn't be there?
like I'm saying if there's like, for example, this is just what's in my head, is like if there's like a barrel of fruit or something and one of them is like weirdly colored compared to the rest, or
Oh,
if there's
anything
something like
that
hidden behind,
sticks out against
yeah,
the rest of
or something like
the
hidden
food.
behind one of the boxes or in the shelves or something like that, like tucked
Or
away.
a bookshelf in there, you can just pull one
Yeah,
of the
like
books and a secret doors opens up.
no, there's no bookshelves in the kitchen. Yeah, no,
Stop.
like it looks like they have like everything is separated fairly easily. Like there's like a box of carrots sitting on the floor. There's a basket of tomatoes. You see like one shelf has a bunch of different like loaves of bread, some of which is raw and hasn't been cooked yet, so it's just kind of dough that's rising, and some of it is loaves that have yet to be delivered out into the kitchen. Um, everything seems to be fairly divided into its own containers and not really like mixed up too well. The only place where you find like a smattering of different things is the central table where Gelgi is cooking, and she just kind of like grabs ingredients as she's going to bring them to the table so that she can kind of like make everything up. It doesn't really look like anything is sticking out as suspicious food or anything like that.
Just ask Gelgi if they saw anything or heard anything during the fire.
We're
Anyone
missing
didn't?
anything.
Yeah.
Um, not missing anything. I heard a lot of like commotion and people yelling and stuff. I was kind of worried, but they wanted me to keep working, so I did. Um,
So no
Were,
one came in here during the fire.
no, not that I heard. The mess hall was
were
pretty
you and
empty.
your
Quietest I've ever heard it.
were you and your apprentice together the entire time?
Yep. Yeah, Snux was helping me the entire time. We used the opportunity to clear all the empty plates off the mess table because it's usually hard to get to them when everybody's eating.
Fair.
Did
Did
you
you?
notice? Oh, go
Yeah, here you go.
ahead. I was just gonna ask if they saw any food that was like, I don't know.
Tampered with.
Yeah, it's kind of.
There's some miscellaneous food that you've never seen before
Yeah.
just on the table.
I mean,
I was gonna
other than
say,
eating it, the food doesn't get touched except by either me or Snux, and it just goes right to the table. After that, any food that's touched is usually just thrown out, or
mm,
I don't know, try and maybe be repurposed if it's something that they haven't eaten a lot of.
so during the fire, where were fuck were they? I'm literally forget blanking. Bugs and Grun. Where were they? They were in the
Gurn, R.I.P.
Bugs and Gurn.
Bugs and
Yeah,
But
they were in
R.I.P. Bugs
the
and Gurn.
hall with the other, like the grand hall, right? Like the
Yeah, they guard the royal
around the end.
chamber. The royal chamber.
the royal chamber.
Did you see? So like you guys weren't anywhere near them. Okay.
No, that's all the way down at the bottom of the den. We usually don't go down there. Only like the priestess and stuff usually head down. Some of the inventors sometimes, but
Did you see when you guys were clearing off the plates, like anyone pass by this room, like down the hall or anything?
I honestly we weren't really looking. We were just kind of focused on
Hmm.
what we were doing.
Do you know who found Bugs and Gurn?
Um, not off the top of my head, no, I don't think so.
Hmm.
I heard about it from other people that were already like whispering about it when I heard them. So just kind of word of mouth. I don't remember where it started.
Hmm.
Gonna have to go talk to the priestess again.
Yeah, I guess so.
How do kobolds get added to a clan?
Birth.
You're born?
Birth, yeah. I was like,
I was
Like
do they-
every other clan?
no. Like, do they just like go conquer other ones and just like, dude, like you're part of my people now. Like,
Kobold clans are different depending on where you go. We don't really do a lot of conquering. Our goal is to kind of just
Lindsay.
watch over Kalia.
exist.
Mm.
Slavery is a constant amongst all species.
All right. Well, if you hear anything weird, just let us know. We're trying to figure that whole situation out.
Okay. Here, take a piece of cheese for the road.
Oh, no. Thank you. And she like very quickly just puts it in her bag.
You put it in your bag. It's like
I
a
put it in my
tiny.
bag. Yeah,
It's like a
she's not gonna eat
tiny
it.
little piece that's just like
Alright, she'll put
a
it
single
in her
mouthful
pocket.
kind
I
of
thought
thing.
She'll put it in her
She didn't
pocket.
hand you like a whole wedge. She just like as she was
Oh,
cutting
yeah,
cheese,
that's
she
what I
just like
thought.
cut you a slice basically and handed it to you.
Okay. Alright, she'll put it in her pocket.
Cheese and having
Pocket
cheese wheels,
cheese.
which you can yeah,
It's gonna have so much like lint and stuff
50.
on it when you take it out. Oh god.
She doesn't wanna.
Colin,
She
I'm
doesn't
taking
wanna
some
eat it right now.
potatoes.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, go for it. These are all uncooked potatoes still.
Yeah,
If
no,
there,
that's fine.
there looks like there's like plates of baked potatoes out on like the table and stuff like that, but these are all just raw
Yep,
ones
these-
that have yet to be unloaded.
These are great for the road.
Road potato.
Great
What's
for
this?
dwarf potato stew.
Boil
What's
them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Stew. Yeah.
Or you literally can just throw them into like onto the hot coals of a fire and then just have it cooked that way and eat the flesh.
All right. So you guys make
Yes,
your way
I-
up here. The increased temperature of the cave seems to be coming from this chamber. A large makeshift stone forge sits against the back wall of this room, while a pair of kobolds work next to it. One seems to be feeding them the massive fire with a mixture of wood and air from a set of billows. The other is heating a long rod of metal inside before removing it and hammering it into a coiled spring on the end of an anvil. They take notice of your entry, but seem intently focused on their work and do not address you. A third kobold sits at a table on the opposite end of the room and seems to be sketching some sort of blueprint on scrap parchment by candlelight. And a fourth who is currently scraping the hair off a large hide that is stretched over a tanning rack. You also notice a large metal bench with fire burning underneath, on top of which you see a few pots with pieces of scrap metal being melted down inside. An old rug, nearly destroyed by cinders, lays in the center of the room, and some lengths of ropes and a small storage chest sit on the floor near an entrance to a chamber beyond.
Assuming these are the inventors.
Yes, you know these as the Click, Clack, Clank, and Bob. Click is in charge of leathers and woodworking. Clack oversees the forge and smithing duties, while Clank is responsible for melting down scraps they find and casting them into workable pieces of metal. Bob is the most intelligent of the four, and as such is in charge of creating the blueprints for their inventions. He spends most of his time building blueprints that would never work, but every once in a while one succeeds.
So like a normal engineer.
Yeah, basically. Zynga.
So, sup, Bob? What you making today?
A rat launching cannon.
Ooh,
What?
I'd be very concerned considering you're familiar as a rat.
so
That's
perfect thing to
airborne.
launch.
So like,
Good
rats
times, I
can,
bring
rats
it
can
back
get
and launch
into
again.
all sorts of crafty places, but they can't fly. So I figured if you could launch them, then they could cover the best of both worlds.
You know, if you take a bucket and put it against someone's chest with a rat in it and put a torch under it, it'll eat
Oh
through
my
them.
Oh my god, I love that
So
movie.
that's
Ejecto seat, cuz. I gotta start working on ejecto seat. He immediately just takes the paper and slides it underneath the stack and starts sketching out an ejecto seat blueprint.
no way Braden has the rat familiar to do torture.
Well, yeah.
Man, that scene
Oh.
actually fucked me up. I watched that way too early, I think, and like I thought about that for so long. That was like the first Saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is Braden's character Canadian and gonna commit all the war crimes?
Well, yeah.
should have made a wildfire druid then.
Someone's
Yeah.
got to make the
Johnny's
cheese
character was a
eventually,
wildfire
reason.
druid.
Oh,
So
actually,
he started
Yeah.
the fire.
I made this before I even knew he was playing a wildfire druid. So he was just like, "Yeah, I'm playing a wildfire druid." I'm like, "Oh my god, that works perfectly." And then he dropped out. Wyron's backstory also had some really interesting tie-ins to some of your guys' backstory, and it was going to be really interesting and cool. But then he also dropped out. So
Rip.
best laid plans.
Best laid. Well,
they're now cool NPCs.
yeah.
Who would have thought Myron dropping out?
Yeah, I know.
It's only happened every campaign.
Yep.
I'll just ask Bob if they were here during the fire, if they had to leave as well.
Well, honestly, we spent most of our time in the workshop. But when the emergency came out, we did drop all our stuff to go out and help with that. So all I really remember is people yelling about a fire. And we ran out, and there was a bunch of people kind of running out to the location. We all kind of grabbed an axe and went out and started chopping trees.
Maybe you should make some like blueprints for like
A
firefighting.
water hose. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hear me out. A water cannon.
Yeah.
Just make a fire truck.
The problem is getting the water. There's not a lot of it. Like, I guess we could maybe figure out a way to pump it from the nearby river. Maybe. Hold on. And he like puts the ejecto seat blueprint behind and then starts sketching out a pump for water.
Hear me out. Sorcerers cast, create, and destroy water?
It doesn't make that much water. Though.
Ours don't know
I
how
don't
to
know.
do that.
Make them know.
Fair enough.
What did you use your spell slots on today? Making water. All of them? Yep.
How much water did you make? About 2 liters.
Most
Like
of the
literally.
general sorcerers in the clan are capable of casting Charm Person, Expeditious Retreat, Scorching Ray, Firebolt, Mage Hand,
Sounds like a lot of
Mending.
fire spells, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Ow, fuck.
The more and more this is sounding like an inside job.
Yeah, right?
It
Bob
says
did 9/11.
it says they can cast Poison Spray, but I'm removing that because it's not actually relevant, and I don't want it to be like a red herring in this situation.
Yeah.
They all killed one another with poison.
It was
Yeah.
them. They killed themselves.
Suicide.
Bugs and Gurren obviously did something.
RP.
R.I.P.
Bugs and Gurren.
RP.
And
Okay.
in your opinion, did the fire look like it was naturally occurring, or something set it off?
And it was big and it was hot. I didn't really have a good time to thoroughly investigate it.
I
No
suppose.
way, Kieran's trying to get God to answer the question we couldn't get.
Nah.
Who's the fire
I'm seeing,
marshal in this
like-
clan?
I'm seeing more so like it, as it was extinguished, if they noticed anything weird, but we're
We
just
never
like, yeah,
really
fire or
checked the
whatever.
area.
Mm.
Fire's a fire. They don't usually happen that often, so it's just kind of a
A once in a lifetime,
Yeah.
or not once in a lifetime, once in a while thing.
Okay. Have you made
Well,
any
definitely for the grunts.
inventions that have to do with poison or acid or anything like that?
Let's see. Acid or he like flips open one of his like notebooks and then he flips to a page that it's like finally worked, and he's like going through like a list of them. He's like, let's see. We invented the flask of acid at one point. That was a good one. Got lots of
Huh?
people with
A
that.
hell of a breakthrough.
Yeah. Huge time for the clan. Huge.
Yo.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We got the pot of green slime that we throw at people. That one was a classic. I don't think that's hold on, let me just double check.
Beehive on the stick? That's a classic.
That was
I'm
peak.
just trying to double check what damage it actually does. It just references a Dungeon Master thing. Oh no, that one's also acidic. So yeah, that we got that one. The acidic green slime in the clay pot. That one was a good one. Got the scorpion on a stick. That one does poison damage.
That might have been it. That gets them all the time.
I mean, we got the skunk in the cage, but that doesn't really hurt people. It just kind of makes it hard for them to do other things.
Prank to play.
Then the wasp nest in a bag just kind of hurts. I wouldn't really call that poison. So yeah, no, I think those are about it.
So I'm kind of
Oozed
just
into, like,
asking
pot.
either Bob or Zick or anyone's like, who are the ones that like interact with the outside traders?
What outside traders?
Like the priestess was telling us that sometimes you guys trade in like food and resources to like people outside.
Zachda's in charge of our inventory.
Zach?
Yeah, he like points to the room at the back here.
Ah. Okay.
Quartermaster?
I wouldn't
sorry.
say that. He just has the best writing.
Honestly, good quality to have.
All right.
Legible writing.
I'll
You're
go
in
talk-
charge now.
Go talk to him.
Lore accurate.
So you make your way into the storage room. You see the walls of this room are lined with shelves, chests, barrels, and crates, most of which are sealed. As you enter, you see a kobold holding a book and quill, barking orders as a second one in Draconic, who hurriedly opens up one of the crates, in which you can see what looks like various sets of leather armor. He counts the armor sets for a moment before responding to his superior, who writes in the book briefly before they repeat the cycle. Zik, you know this as Zekda and Zem. They are the two that are basically in charge of keeping track of inventory and lost items and things like that. They also Zem not necessarily so much. He's just kind of the assistant. He's a grunt that helps, but Zakda is the one. Zekda, sorry, is the one that kind of deals with their inventory system and trading with people for food or whatever other things they may need.
Well, I wanted to see if they knew anything about a something poisonous coming in. Maybe for like another purpose or something that can be used to make poison. I was gonna see if Zik would do it, but I guess he's over
Just
there now.
walks off to the forge.
It's like, hey,
Watch
Cool,
it click,
have
clack,
fun
and
with
clank
that.
out of the bookstore there.
yeah. I'll kind of. Excuse me, Zach. I'm sorry. We said a couple questions for you.
It, like stops counting or whatever, and kind of like takes like the quill and sets it in the book and closes it, and like looks up at you. And who might you be?
Uh, my name's Sai. Uh, I just had a couple questions. The high priestess asked us to help with the looking into the deaths of. I keep forgetting their names.
R.I.P. Mug and Gurn.
Mugs and Gurn, yeah,
Mugs
thank
and
you.
Gurn.
R.I.P.
Mugs and Gurn.
He kind of like looks. He's like, oh, or sorry, she. She's like, oh, you were sent by the high priestess. I was wondering why people weren't screaming and shooting at you with slings. That makes sense. Sorry. So what did you ask of me? What did you need from me? I'm very busy.
We wanted to know if anything came in that was like a little suspicious or something you wanted to get rid of, like specifically anything that might have been like poisonous or something.
Or any items that have gone missing.
Yeah, or any
Yep.
items that have gone missing.
Have the nicest writing.
Well, we haven't really traded for anything strange recently. A lot of the stuff that we get comes from like wildlife or animals that have poison in them or things like that. So we'll try and extract like snake venom and things like that as opposed to having to purchase it. We try to limit our trade with others to a minimum. Usually the only thing we really have to trade for is food. We don't really do a whole lot of farming, but we do try and get some of it done. But there's a lot of us here, and it takes a lot to feed. So we just kind of, well, you can see I most recently ordered a whole carriage full of potatoes. So that should get us through for another maybe week or so.
Bryn's like patting himself in his pocket.
Hides potato behind his back.
Yeah.
Buy 6 potatoes.
Eats raw like a apple.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not that bad.
so nothing really weird coming in. As far as stuff missing, since when Muggs and Gurn, R.I.P. Muggs and Gurn, were killed,
R.I.P.
we've started a new inventory to recount all our belongings, and I mean we're pretty much done now. Not quite finished, but as far as we can tell so far, nothing appears to be missing. So whoever did it didn't come here with the intent to steal from us.
Well
Okay.
then.
Son of a bitch, you're dead end.
Yeah, actually though. All right. Well, we'll let you continue with your count. We'll go ask some more questions of other people, I suppose.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Like
How
very
long?
quickly walks out of the room.
How long has the head priest been the head priest?
Probably like the last 50-ish years or so.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna be like, well, maybe she's new and she's bad at her job.
No, a head priestess is only appointed when they've done their job for long enough that they know that they're capable of becoming the successor, and the one before them kind of naturally dies out or dies in combat or something.
Is there any? Ooh. Asking Zik, is there any new priest been added to like the roster?
Tick is nowhere near you at the moment. Just wandered away.
Talking
with
to
God.
myself. Talking to myself.
We walk up to this kobold, Zik.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
which
that's
I don't know which one of you
That's
is
Zoc.
which. Who's this one on the bottom? Is that the dwarf?
That's
Yes.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to make
Yeah,
the
I thought
backgrounds different
so.
colors so it'd be a little easier to see.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I also want to try this. Okay, stop moving for a second. I'm gonna make two of you guys. Do you see the name there?
Yeah, I see Thomas's.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now Kieran just disappeared.
Yeah.
Hello,
Can I move
there's two of
myself
me.
back?
Up. Up.
Don't
No
see.
name on that one.
Don't see it.
What?
No name. No name.
No name on who?
Nathan's.
The cat.
Nathan.
Just on Nathan's? Everyone
Nathan
else is fine?
and
Braden, I don't see right
Braden's.
now.
Oh, I see mine.
Well, you would see
That's-
yours, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that's good.
We don't see yours. Come here, kitty cat.
okay. Now do you see Nathan's?
Yes.
Okay. And
I, however, don't see mine.
Dude, is your guy supposed to be Percy Jackson?
No.
Okay. I keep
Person
on thinking
named
Percy I8 from
That's
Futurama.
Who?
Those are the
Percy
people of
I8.
the Percy I8.
I know I'm trying to remember what that is.
It's a planet.
There, and now you should be
It's
able to
fine.
see Nate or Braden's too.
Omicron Percy. Yes, okay.
Omicron Percy I8.
Everybody should be
No, I
able to
don't
see
see.
everybody's names now.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. If you can't see your own name, just refresh or something. I'm sure it's just an issue with Roll20 at that point.
All right,
Hmm.
Zick. Has there been any like new priests added to like to be trained?
Let me commune with God.
Not not recently. Like the only time the clan ever gets anybody added is when they're born in and they're raised for a long time and slowly trained and like brought up from a young age into it.
It's a hard
so-
no, Geo.
So no new priests. It's been like we don't believe in God, even though it's literally right there.
The whole thing with this clan is that they're kind of supposed to be secretive and in isolation. They try and reduce interaction with outside and make it so that people don't know that they're there. So
Is there anyone that's expressed that they want to leave?
I mean, not that Zick knows of or that you've been told about so far.
I guess the two things we can do now is go back to the High Priestess and maybe go talk to the few sorcerer kobolds.
You know, I'm just saying like out loud. Like there is no. We didn't really look for, like tracks. We just looked for the source of the fire and like how it started, but wasn't like, is there tracks in this area of like footy pits running away?
Footy prints.
Yeah.
Blue shoe.
That's just one thing I thought. Right.
I rolled
here
an
is
8.
fine.
I didn't see shit.
Or that was you guys looking for the source of the fire
yeah.
or whatever, trying to figure out that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure he's right. I don't think you guys have actually looked for any sort of tracks or anything yet.
Probably not.
Somebody left a perfectly good 2008 Mustang right here. Their getaway car is useless. I don't know. Just a thought. Maybe go look at that again. Double check it.
Might as well
Do you guys-
interrogate these fuckers and then go back out, I guess.
The only one we haven't like fully questioned other than them is the guy mining. Like that's it. And he feels like I shouldn't talk to him.
It wasn't Winston.
It wasn't one. You're saying that, but you don't know for sure.
Yo, I'd like to insight
Mm.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Wasn't you, was it?
Nope.
He just does rock and stone.
I would never kill Bugs and Grin. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Mugs and Grin.
Is that our first meme of this campaign? Is our
Maybe, yeah.
I think it has to. Okay, where did everyone else go?
Or
'Cause me and Travis
Giovanni
have
sitting
gone-
on a tree stump with his shoes off in the middle of the forest, just with an angry look on his face, saying, "Take your shoes off."
Me and Giovanni are heading towards the chamber, like the inner
The
chamber.
royal chamber.
I don't know where the rest of y'all went.
We're here, been
Two
here.
of them are already in the royal chambers.
Oh, you're already in there. Okay, cool.
We just
Just making sure.
Yeah, I'm like zoomed in, so it takes for fucking ever to actually like.
You can zoom out and just like snap drag your token to another location if you want. You don't have to move each individual thing. Unless you're going into
can't
an
see it.
area where you have not explored yet, then
Okay.
oh yeah,
Also,
right, you
when
can't
you
see
were-
it. You
Can you
have
turn
to
Explorer mode on?
Yeah, right. Yep,
Oh
I
my,
can do that. I can do that.
my god,
Also,
it's a fucking hard cob.
Colin, when you were
There you
like, yeah, there's just a bunch of vegetables in here, like corn and whatnot, I just associated it with a dragon's tail instantly. That is corn to me
There's a
now.
bunch of dragon tails in there. Funnily enough, I did not reuse that same piece of corn for anything else. So none of the food on the table or in that kitchen is that piece of corn that is the tail. Because I wanted to avoid any relation to like, oh, that's the same looking thing. Although I'm sure that would never happen. But there you guys go. You have explore mode on now. So now if you move somewhere else and then move back,
Perfect,
you'll
thank
still
you.
be able to see it. It'll just be grayed out.
Okay.
I love
How do I
Explorer mode.
change the size of like your guys' pictures in the bottom left on Roll20?
If you
Go
hit
to
the
If you go
settings.
into settings and then
Okay.
go to audio and video, and then it's like a tab over that says video display, and then you'll be able to change it to names only. It's the first drop down menu.
But they've also made it so you can't move them now.
Oh,
Like
can you
before,
not?
no, like because before I
Yeah,
used
you
to
used to
stack
be
them
able
all
to
up in the
drag
corner.
them. Yeah, you could put them wherever you
Aw.
wanted. I never used
Sad.
it, but it was a feature, I guess. So
I would always stack everyone's names on top of each other just to clean it up a little bit.
I always just immediately put it on names only and the bottom, so the only thing that was getting in the way was just a tiny little line at the bottom. I'm like, that's good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys all arrive back at the royal chamber. The royal chamber. Praise Kalia the corn-tailed. Just memeing on myself at this point.
Yeah.
It bothered me I
Well,
couldn't change the tint.
yeah. So what should we tell her?
We have no leads as of right now.
Yeah, we have some probable ideas of the fact that they were poisoned via magic or like ingestion, but that was kind of the extent of it. Like,
Okay.
We found ground zero of the fire. Don't know if it's magical or natural.
Oh, okay. That's useful, I guess.
And snatches.
Uh-huh.
No idea.
Still lost.
Oh.
yeah. And
Okay,
nothing
Somebody
well,
snatched his ass.
you guys are doing
nothing was
great.
stolen. Yeah. That was the other thing. Nothing was stolen or taken from the inventory, that seems like.
Interesting.
So,
Well, that's
yeah.
good. We still have, I guess, our supply for our next ritual. If we ever need to, we can ever do it.
It's not like a next year thing.
Yeah. I mean, if we can figure out possibly how to wake her up, then I guess we shouldn't have to worry about it, but hard to say.
I don't know.
Who discovered the bodies? Did we figure that out?
Oh yeah, we didn't know that yet.
That was me and Rurpo. And she points over to the other sorcerer who was kind of chanting at the flame.
Chamber.
We were the
In
first ones
the
back to the royal chamber, and we were the first ones to find them.
Royal chamber.
The royal chamber.
Oh.
Do you know
So
any?
what did they like? How were they laying when you found them? Were they just in a corner, or were they I don't know. Like I'm just trying to see if there's any other
No,
details we can garner.
she goes over to the dirt. We're
She lays down.
here. Oh. I'm doing it. Okay, I see what I'm doing. We're here and here. They were face down, their heads pointed towards the exit kind of way, their feet were pointed towards Kalia kind of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any
Because
other?
that would indicate they're running away from something inside.
Or they're killed from behind.
Yeah. So
I mean, or
is there
or
any
or they
other
could be
way in
running
and out of the?
to something that came around the corner. No?
Yeah.
Am I
Is there
thinking
any
about that
other
wrong?
way in and out of this chamber?
No, it is completely sealed.
Or is it?
Or is it, yeah.
I mean, you're more than welcome to look if you want, but I mean, Kalia dug this herself, and I don't think anybody else is digging through this mountainous rock. Winston has a
There
hard
you go,
enough time.
Winston. Yeah, I was like,
Has Kalia ever released any fumes or anything out of her nose or mouth in the past?
No, not that I know of.
If the dragon did dragon breaths thing, would it more than just like 2 people be dead?
yeah,
You
it
know,
would
like
also be physical evidence
Yeah, I
of
feel like the
there's
whole
something.
area would be a little bit affected.
fucked.
Yeah.
Maybe she had a nasty fart. You don't know.
Maybe, I guess. Maybe that was it.
Stinky.
But then
Right
why
now,
is she
that's
not
our
waking
prime
up?
suspect.
Upset tummy.
That's a tummy.
Why do all
So
the
what do you
stick
guys like?
figures have 3 legs, by the way? Oh, it's
Because
their
those are
tails.
tails.
Tail.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's something else. I was like, bro.
Because it's a chalk line. Because it's just it's supposed to be. It's their tail.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Sure.
You get a pass.
Just erase that whenever
Like,
you want.
look at the chalk line. Damn. Mugs
Fucking
and
horse
Gurn were
dying here?
packing.
Alright.
R.I.P.
guess
Mugs and
I'll
Gurn.
just- I guess I'll look around and just double check and make sure there's no like other secret passageways or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I won't
any
even
other
have
way
you like.
inside?
I won't even have you make a perception check. Like the Callie is so large, and this cavern is like only just big enough to fit her, kind of like curled up. She presses like right up against the wall on all sides, kind of. So like,
no.
yeah, you can like kind of come around the like to like on this side of her head and see like there's like this little bit of space before it eventually goes right up against the wall. Same thing with like on the other end of her tail. But besides that,
Yeah.
it's like when you were walking up on her spine, if you had fallen the other way, you would have fallen between a rock and a
Oh,
Kalia.
stuck.
So you'd be like in like a little wedge portion, and then like there's not really much to grab onto. So you'd kind of be stuck a little. Someone would have to like throw you a rope or
Alright.
something.
Okay. Well,
And yeah, if I didn't note it earlier as well, the large central tunnel, it's like almost like a 45, like not quite as steep, but like it probably like 30 degrees. It just like cuts down into the mountain, and it like burrows down and snakes down until you get to where you are here. So like the warmth that comes from the top when you walk in mainly comes from like the forge room that kind of emits that warmth. As you get farther away from like that whole mess hall area, though, it starts to get cooler and cooler. You feel like a little bit of warmth coming from like the other little chamber on the side that you guys had passed. That Zik, is like where you guys sleep. So you have like a little campfire that's in there to kind of create some warmth. And then there's this large brazier in here that provides warmth. But other than those flames, like down here, like fairly deep in the mountain, the rock is like fairly like incredibly hard. It's almost like bedrock, and the air is very cool and kind of humid almost. So the fires are fairly important.
So it's more likely that they were running to something rather than away from something. Then. Well, I don't know.
I feel like they're running away.
Yeah, but there's no. If they were the only 2 people in here, unless someone was hiding in here from the start of the wildfire.
What if they found someone in here and then we're like, let's go get them, and they just like I don't know, did some fucking spooky ass magic circle thingy, and then they were just like, oh hell no.
It's also worth noting that Mugs and Gurn were some of the RIP Mugs and Gurn, our best warriors. That's why they were set to guard the royal chamber. I don't think they would do something like run away and leave Kalia to some sort of ill fate.
So yeah, they
They
probably
would
were running
probably
to something.
sacrifice themselves to save her. I would imagine they probably went down fighting, if I had to guess based off their personality.
But they just got one tapped instead.
I mean, at least it's what I like to believe. But I mean, I don't know. I like to think they put up a good fight, but I can't confirm anything. So
Was anyone else besides the cooks Winston and these 2 guards that would stay behind in case of an emergency like that?
I guess just the people who are sleeping, like our night shift. We have people that we
Fucking night shift.
Yeah, we have night shift people that keep watch, so that they sleep usually during the day. They usually only wake up like right at night. They'll eat what's left of the food from the mess table and then go and start their watch for the evening.
How many of those night shift people are there?
We got 4 grunts, 4 sorcerers, and I think 2 of our inventors. So we have a variety of people. It's not
Next
as
question I was gonna
strong as
ask.
our daytime forces, obviously, but they're pretty perceptive. Kobolds can see really well in the dark, so I mean, they're usually a pretty good watch.
Well then.
I'm pretty sure
So, I
they
think they're,
were.
like-
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were left behind. I don't think anybody woke them up for the fire. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm pretty sure they were left behind though.
So my thought is that it's most likely a sorcerer that did it, just because it would make the most sense, like one of the night
Mhm.
shift sorcerers. But we don't know that for certain, so
It was probably night shift. We always blame night
it's
shift.
probably night shift. Fuck those
Yeah,
guys.
always. You always
Hey.
blame night shift.
Who made this mess? It was close.
Hey now.
Just closers.
Closers.
Who the fuck closed last night? Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Don't be shitting on night shift. It's always day shift.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
At
night
So-
least
shift.
where I work.
Okay, night shift.
I'm sure you worked incredibly hard while there was nobody there to supervise you. Right?
I've worked
Yes.
night shift. I know what goes on there. Come on.
Exactly.
I know cowboy shit goes on.
It is the most slack shift. Don't give me that.
Alright, well, what time of day is it now? Like, are they?
It is currently like still early afternoon. You guys woke up and traveled for probably a couple hours before arriving here, and then you guys have been walking around, kind of looking for clues and stuff like that for probably about another hour. So it's getting around to
Okay.
the point where it's about noon.
I want to go back outside and like go see if there's any tracks around there or something like really out of fucking place.
Go ahead.
To the outside.
Yeah.
To the great outdoors, the front of the cave. When you get out there, if you want to make me an investigation check, you are more than
I
welcome.
will assist you, Giovanni.
Giovanni. Um,
I mean, are you good at investigating stuff?
I mean, I can look at things if that's what you're asking.
You good at looking at things?
I can see. I got eyes.
Okay. Okay. Are you talking like +3 eyes?
Plus one
Like-
eye.
Plus 1 eyes.
+1 eyes.
I'm like looking for
14.
footsteps or like. This is mainly what I'm
Ooh.
like looking for. Like, you know.
So yeah, you can see like the nearby road is basically like littered with multitudes of kobold footprints. There are a handful that branch off deeper into the surrounding woods. But following them or doing anything like that is a survival check instead. So there's also a few different tracks. So depending on what you want to do, let me know.
We should probably just go look at where the fire started. Because like it's a little ways away from the entrance, right?
Mm.
To the fire. Follow the
fire.
tracks that lead to the fire area.
Also, Uka waves and says hi again as you leave. So
Ayuka.
hi. How goes
Is
the
it Uka or
investigation?
Hookah?
Uka, UKA.
Yuka. Gotcha.
I cast Mage Hand and try and pull his sorcerer's hood over his eyes.
You
The way you're trying to pull his
trying
head
to
to the
sneak it?
ground.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
of course.
go ahead, make me yours.
Fucking trying to jersey one of your own guys. Jesus Christ.
And then a stealth check.
Yeah.
The mage hand just comes at
You're able to
him.
cast the mage hand without him noticing, but as you don't necessarily try and hide it, as you try and send it across the tree canopy up to the 30-foot platform he's standing on, he kind of like sees it coming, and I don't. I guess you just kind of dodge out of the way of it. I was like, he do mage hand too, so like I was initially thinking like he'd like make his mage
Yeah,
hand and they'd like grab onto
Do
each
like
other.
something more.
Yeah. So Stabsy's like,
Fair
ah,
enough.
you're gonna have to wake up earlier than that to pull one over on me, Zick.
I'll get you next time, Luca.
Somebody hit him with a fireball.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you.
It's a prank, bro. It's a prank.
Camera's right there. Chill.
What are you guys doing?
Trying to
Stuff.
solve this mystery and stuff.
We're looking for snatches, but he might have been snatched.
Yeah, I haven't
it's
seen
just-
snatches since he told us about the fire.
He told you about the fire?
Yeah. Yeah, he went off on
I
a
said
late
he was
night
the
hunt
first one
after
there.
dinner. He was gone for like a few hours, and then he came back and he was screaming and running, saying that there was a fire nearby and we needed to help. And yeah, I mean, if not for him, it probably would have reached the tunnel. So I mean, thank God. But fortunately, I don't think I've seen him since then. Sad.
No way. To the fire we go to look
To
for
the
footing
fire we
prints.
Yeah, it's pointing towards snatches.
I already warned everybody. Oh, to be the hero.
Yeah, to claim
Snatches.
innocence.
But he's
Like, oh, I see a
Gone.
fire. Everyone go help.
why would you claim herohood if you disappear after? There's no glory to soak in. Why would you? That doesn't make any sense. Dick, these guys aren't very good.
That's okay.
We're
They're learning.
So
trying.
I
Yeah,
think
One of them's
it
a
might,
let's say
dwarf,
fuck
what do you
these kobolds
expect?
and just leave them. No.
it might be two people then. Or just one very fast person.
Uh,
One to set the fire, one to do the fucking poison shit.
or snatches was offered a bunch of like
Potatoes.
items.
Potatoes.
For 10 potatoes, I need you to ruin your
Snatches.
entire fucking.
Snatch this simple
Your entire
man.
life.
Yeah.
Considering Zick took a deal for 3 ball bearings, I don't know. I might cash out.
Hey, they're nice ball bearings.
Those are nice
are.
ball bearings. Yeah.
It's a
They came
nice
from
boat.
the capital, I believe.
Yeah. So what's the plan?
To the fire.
The
Again.
fire.
All right.
Fire burning on the dance floor.
Oh. Okay. You guys all make your way off to the where the fire was. We'll basically just put you like off in the corner here. Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. It's probably about, I don't know, like like I said, about half hour's walk away from the entrance of the cave. So you eventually arrive at the same scene of devastation that you had arrived at before. What would you like to do?
In the surrounding foliage, would someone's cloak have gotten caught and ripped? Is there a piece of fabric just dangling in the wind?
I mean, you don't see any billowing pieces of fabric caught on tree branch.
That place I got
Damn.
burnt to a crisp.
You see like the same as kind of like the entrance to the cave. Between there and where you guys are now, there's just been a plethora of kobold tracks back and forth because so many kobolds, basically all of them, came all the way out here to assist with the stopping of the fire. So the entire area is basically just like littered with tracks.
They didn't do a bailing line. Each kobold got a bucket and water.
That'd be the most ineffective way of stopping
Yeah, I
that
know,
forest
that's
fire.
I know. Just by like the sheer number of tracks we were talking about, that's what I pictured. It's just kobolds with buckets throwing water.
Well, no, I mean like there's what like 80 kobolds about that live in this den. You take
A bucket
whatever,
line.
like maybe like 5 or 10 or something that stayed behind,
Yeah.
and 70 kobolds one way and back to chop a bunch of trees, kind of thing. That's a lot of tracks. Plus all the
Also,
walking
this is
around they did here while they were chopping trees. So
This is giving me also this murder mystery is giving me LA Noir vibes, and like the last chapter is arson, and it's the fucking hardest one to do.
well, I've never played LA Noir, but I'm glad I can copy its difficulty.
Yeah. There's no evidence anywhere. Nobody saw shit.
I can tell you guys there are still a couple very key things that you have either not asked or have not looked for or something. I can't really say, but
You guys are missing a piece of the puzzle.
there's pieces of
Yeah.
the puzzle. Yeah.
Keep looking.
Go figure, hey, not having figured out the mystery. Who would have guessed that you were missing something?
Colin Googling puzzles for third graders and us
Yeah.
not.
I literally didn't Google anything for this. This is all homebrew, so
Nice.
don't at me like that.
Colin having the brain span of a third grader and us being less.
Ouch. I don't know if that's a compliment still. Either.
You're still a third grade duel with a fifth grade deck.
You're fucking trash, but I'm slightly more trash. Well, that's still not very nice.
I feel ugh.
Like, I'm just. Drax don't lead anywhere. We were too stupid to figure out what caused it, if it was natural or arcane.
Like it's probably just arcane. Like that just makes the most sense for this puzzle, but again, I don't want to say anything for certain because if we're like hard stuck on one path and then it's just like we refuse to see any other reasoning.
What was the name of the two dudes that got lost were fishermen?
Hunters.
Hunters.
Yeah, they might have seen something or been involved somehow.
What I know. Dragon is actually black.
Yeah, I have. Oh my god, my notes are.
Yeah,
They probably only make sense. They probably only make sense in my mind.
Your notes are in hieroglyphs.
They are separated very nicely, but then you actually read the content of them, and they are fucking like all over the place.
Well, as long as you're taking notes, I guess.
I am.
As long as the
taking notes.
information is there and as long as you can understand it.
Left 2 guards in place. 2 magical or poison.
I'm like tired and I'm ready to get out of this arm sling for today. So
That's fair.
All right. Do you guys
It's
want to
too
call
early.
it there then, or?
Yeah,
What did
maybe.
we discover at the fire while I was gone?
Oh yeah.
Anything?
he said there's a bunch of footprints because there's just like a bunch of people here dealing with things.
Makes sense.
So, if this is where we want to close, where do we want to start off for next session?
Give me a week to brainstorm about that.
Maybe a week to brace. Yeah, it might be better to like see it with fresh eyes, also.
Possibly.
All right. I'm just trying to get like everything that we know. So Gold Dragon is actually black. Priest had 2 guards in place, died to either magic or poison. Forest Fire has magical or natural damage.
I have that'd be a point advised off the trust use Black Dragon. She's good. No obvious wounds on the 2 corpses, so it's either magic or ingested. And then the body's facing away from the dragon with their faces in the dirt, but because of their personalities, it's most likely that they were running to something rather than away from something. Also, there were no other passageways on the inside. So if they were running to something, wouldn't that make the thing they're running towards is probably someone they like know personally, or it was like an obvious threat. So, and because they're defending her,
I'd say
I'm
hostile.
gonna go. I'm gonna say hostile. Yeah. Bless it.
Thank you.
Got super detailed notes. Mine say rip bugs and grain. And that's it.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a bunch of stuff before that too from like the intro. I was fucking just trying to type so fast.
Could you just post the intro spiel that you did?
Yeah,
Colin?
I'll post it in the world info thing.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Uh,
It'd be nice just to reread it again and
Yeah, at your
True,
own
true.
pace and
Oh,
take in all the
s-
information and stuff.
Travis
Cooks
over 3
were
days.
inside, but didn't
It'll
see
get read
anything.
nonetheless, asshole.
So I was so hesitant
Inventors.
to start this session without Travis because I'm like,
Yeah. I understand why now.
all that. I'm like, I just have to rely on him to take in that information at a later date. That ain't gonna happen.
I have to hear it now, or it's not getting heard.
Um,
Even then.
I forget. Did the inventors help with the fire? No, or help put out, or was it
No.
mostly just grunts?
I'm pretty sure Bob and Click Clack and all them went out to help.
I'm
That's
not
a lot
reading
of
that.
text. Yeah.
That's
God
that's
damn it,
only a portion
Travis.
of it. I had to
Oh, even
split
the
it up
server
into 2
boost?
messages.
Jesus,
See all those words?
that's rough.
That's just the world introduction, and then the campaign introduction part.
1437. I couldn't write it down fast enough.
It's 1470 or 1437. Ah,
Ah!
Okay, cooks were inside but didn't see anything. Inventors were outside helping.
The only peoples that stayed behind were the cooks, Winston,
And
the
the
2
night crew.
guards, and night crew that we know of.
So main suspects
Jeez, I have to delete so much of
are
this.
probably spellcasters.
I would still
Night
imagine an
crew.
outsider. I can't
Yeah,
imagine someone that's been
or
like brought up and raised in
See,
like
yeah.
the cult would.
that's why I asked if there was like any like newcomers in it, or like how people got like into.
Mhm.
mhm.
Because it's like, well, if you just like took over another fucking like Cobalt clan, then
Like I was thinking,
obviously
like
ill
Cult of
feelings.
the
But
Dragon, maybe, but like
Cause
In
they,
character, I have
what
no
does
idea
she
what cult
tell?
of
That's the
Dragon
other question. Is like, what is like? I know they said like, oh, they catch her up on like all the stuff that's happened in the past year, but does she tell them anything? Like, is there any knowledge that she imparts on them? Like, or because I don't know. Like, that's the big question mark for me is the motivation of like why the fuck they would want to do this of like kill 2 people and then put the dragon to sleep. So
there was
it's got
dragons.
that was the ancient lore.
Does whatever the dragon's name, I can't remember again. Does she tell us anything during the ritual, or is it just us telling her stuff?
You know, she converses with like the high priestess for like the next 24 hours whenever she wakes up. So there's like a good portion of
Okay.
shared conversation. Granted, she spends all her time sitting in a den and only gathers new information, so she doesn't have much knowledge to impart. But
Yeah.
the high priestesses generally have like a knowledge of her past and like information about her that is just kind of like common knowledge for the high priestesses, just because that's kind of their job.
They might want knowledge on like other dragons though, or how they work, or I don't know, or maybe they just don't want us to fucking use all the gold anymore. Or because like, what would an insider gain from putting the dragon to sleep, other than disrupting the kobolds and like what possibly would be the motivation for wanting to do that?
Maybe like an underling wants to like undermine the current priestess to become the new priestess or something.
But
That's not a bad
there
idea.
is no new priest. That's why I asked that.
No,
Well,
but
no,
like someone
the
that's
current
like under
priest.
her wants to like
Yeah,
discredit her and make her look like shit so he or she can take their job.
yeah, she does have that assistant that we haven't really talked to.
Jealous assistant.
Jealous assistant. And then I
Almost
do kind
as
of want to
common
ask.
as the butler.
Yeah, right. I do want to ask Winston and see if he saw anything. 'Cause he feels like he probably knows shit, but uh, and then we have to talk to the night crew and the sorcerer kobolds anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
so I'm gonna make a list of the people we want to talk to.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Bye.
If
Or
you
Travis.
Yeah, as I
So
say,
priestess.
If you want to ask the dragon priestess about her, I can tell you before you like all sign off and stuff. There's like a line basically that she could tell you in relation to that info, but past that,
Mm.
you-
Okay, hang on. Travis, just okay. So, do you want to just do that now, or do we want to do it to start off with that next time when Travis is here too?
to you guys.
No matter. I was probably gonna forget anyways.
Yeah, Travis will forget it. All right, let's end off with that then. I think that's a good place to do that. So I guess we go back to the
So
go all the way back.
she basically goes back and like if you ask her about the history, she will start recounting the story of her past,
Mhm.
which is a very similar story that you guys have already heard earlier today. Um, However, I'll repeat from the last paragraph and then continue with the new one that is added. So, as thanks to Bahamut for his divine intervention, Dasmagoth pledged her life to the Platinum Dragon, and a deal was struck. Bahamut allowed her to retain her godlike powers on the condition that she remained dormant until such a time where she was needed to save the planet again. Upon agreeing to this divine contract, she was renamed Kalia, Killer of the Twin Serpents, and as a symbol by Bahamut himself that her past life was left behind her, and she now served a more divine purpose. In devotion to her cause, Kalia had her own hoard melted down and bathed her hide with the molten slag, as both a sign of her lack of desire for material wealth and as an attempt to cover up her black dragon heritage. She has remained dormant ever since, being watched over by a tribe of kobolds devoted to her, waking only once a year during the ritual of black gold to learn of any historical events that may have occurred during her last year of rest.
Okay. That might answer the motivation thing, because maybe an outsider working for a different dragon or someone trying to start the end of the world basically is like put the dragon to sleep. Like,
She is basically responsible for like taking away the rule of dragons and converting that, starting that snowball that led from the conversion from the age of dragons to the age of humanity. So without her actions, humans would be just like slaves basically for their entire life, and they never would have advanced past like cavemen, basically. Same with like
Probably
Dragonborn
some
and other
dragon
humanoid
type
races.
cult.
yeah, dragon
Yeah.
cult or something that basically is like, hey, we want to go back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that note down, and that is a good.
It doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the current situation, but at least it answers a couple loose questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
Yeah.
Well then. I assume
Okay.
we're planning for next Friday. I assume
Yep.
we're planning for next Friday.
Yep, I should be able to start at
Yep.
7 then,
Yeah.
because I'll be done work at 5.
I will say the week after next week is my sister's bachelorette party, so I will not be able to attend. But you guys will be able to play without me, so it's all good.
It'll probably be 7:30 earliest start for me.
Yeah, me too.
7:30 for next week.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, all right.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yay.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thanks for playing.
Bye.
Catch you
Thanks,
all
Colin.
later.
Colin.
Yeah, no
Bye.
problem.
Thank you,
Thank-
Colin.
Bye.